Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. We are here at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Atlanta Braves, getting you ready for the 2026 Native American All-Star Showcase. Welcome to K13 Media's live coverage of the Native American Showcase here in Atlanta, Georgia. So glad to have you here with us today as we feature the top 50 high school baseball players in the United States of America with Native American backgrounds. My name is Chad Feltman with K13 Media. Very happy to have you on the broadcast and honored once again for the second consecutive year to be here to bring you live coverage all over the world for these great, talented high school baseball players we have here today. Now, these guys have been here for the last 3 days in Atlanta. They've been here at the ballpark. They've been in the Battery. They've been able to tour the ballpark. They've been able to meet with Major League Baseball players, Atlanta Braves alumni, college coaches. They've toured the stadium, and they've had a lot of fun over the last 3 days. But today, it's time to get down to business. This afternoon, two teams, the Navy team and the Red team, will be going at it. And yes, it's all about fun. It's all about having a good time here in Atlanta. It's all about putting their talents on display, but it's also all about business here this afternoon because, after all, it is a game. And like I've always heard, if it's worth keeping score, it's worth winning. So we should have ourselves a fantastic afternoon of baseball here today. Our first pitch is scheduled to come up at 12 o'clock this afternoon. So we welcome you to our pregame show live from Truist Park. Once again, glad to have you at the broadcast. I'm Chad Feltman. Right now, it's time to throw it to the booth and introduce to you the two guys who will be calling today's action from the press box at Truist Park. Ladies and gentlemen, here are Eric Edmondson and Bill Connolly.
Thank you, Chad, and alongside my broadcast partner, Eric Edmondson, I'm the face for radio. He is obviously looking the part here in the booth with Eric with the great hair. I'm Bill Connolly, and I'll tell you what, we are thrilled to bring you the coverage of this game. And Eric, yesterday you and I spent a lot of time down on the field with the players and some of the coaches, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Eric, your biggest takeaways that you saw from talking with these players here who are thrilled to be here, by the way.
You mentioned that they're thrilled. They're bringing a lot of energy, and that's something that the coaches like to see. That's like something that the Braves alumni like to see. We talked to multiple former scouts and multiple former Braves players. They love seeing the energy from these kids out here putting it on display on this field. A lot of them have aspirations beyond high school. They're playing for that today. They want to show off their talents, and they want to honor themselves.
Yeah, we'll talk about several of these players and where they're committed to, and we had some of those conversations about where they are at. I had the privilege yesterday of being in the batting tunnels with former Brave Bruce Benedict, who was giving hitting tips and pointers along with Terry Pendleton, and so that was really cool, I think, for the players to see former Major League players and scouts give them some in-person instruction, getting those opportunities to change a couple of tweaks here and there with their stances in the batting cages. And I think for them, getting to hit from a Major League Baseball batting cage on inside, that's got to be a thrill of a lifetime.
Absolutely, and like you said, we have multiple alumni, multiple coaches. Here you hear, hold your hands up 1 more, 2 inches more. You got to drive through the front shoulder, do all these good things, and it's nice hearing that from someone who's not just your high school coach, hearing it from people who have done it at the big league level and done it for a very long and successful time. We have a lot of talented players here. We also have a lot of great stories here.
Yeah, and we'll go through some of those stories, and we'll go into details with some of those stories. We have some of these young guys who are working for their tribe in terms of doing fundraising, trying to help. A lot of them, along with their fathers, we heard some stories yesterday of them actually mowing the grass, making sure that the infield is just so, fixing fences. These guys are giving back to their tribes and giving back to the game. And you like to see that at the high school level. Some of them have had to do a lot of fundraising to get to this point, which is always awe-inspiring to do that. And we'll go through a lot of those stories, but your first impressions of what you saw yesterday on the field.
These are kids who come out here and they love the game. We have a lot of multi-sport athletes here, but they really and truly love baseball. We have a lot of people ready to go.
All right. Eric, I tell you what, it's a thrill to be up here in the press box with the Atlanta Braves press box, and we're going to go through, as you can see, the field view as we're having the grounds crew are getting ready to paint the lines. They're getting a lot of the last-minute water on the field here, and we can actually set the lineups, Eric, as we get ready to go. I know we're going to go Navy will lead off the top of the first inning offensively. And so with the batting lineup, let's go with the Navy team. Leading off the right fielder, number 51, Kikoa Payanov. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 29, Ronald Jones III. Batting third and playing first base, number 41, Creighton Sapp. That designated hitter batting in the cleanup position, number 46, Isaac Suntakoy. Batting fifth and playing the hot corner at third base, number 44, Will Talbert. Batting sixth and behind the dish, catching number 48, Mason Yazzie. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 27, Sanjia Hickman. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 49, Michael Navarro. His brother will be on the mound batting ninth, number 36, Nicky Navarro. And rounding out the batting order in the 10th spot, the second baseman, number 43, Cooper Smith. So, Eric, that is the Navy offense. Run me through the red team's defense, if you would.
Red team being the home team, you're going to have Luke Bennett out in left field, and in center field patrolling the great grasses of Truist Park is going to be Camden Martin. And a late scratch, late change, we got David Anderson starting out in right field for the Red Squad, and then left to right on the infield, you got Grant Fitzgerald manning the hot corner at third base. James Weston Randolph will be in the shortstop position. Ian Velasquez will be taking reps at second base, and then we're going to have Mr. Connor Ellis over at first, and in harness with our starting pitcher, Mr. Bradley Floman, it is Bryce Barnowski behind the plate here at Truist Park.
All right, thank you, Eric. And here it's and we've also got some ideas of what our pitching is going to be. And as you can see, doing some rehab himself, Atlanta Brave Ronald Acuna Jr. He's actually down there on the right field side signing some autographs for a lot of the kids here, so that's always good to see. He's always so gracious with the kids and giving back, and I'm sure they're excited for that. So a little surprise I don't think they were thinking of, Eric, and it kind of surprised you and I, too, when we saw that.
Absolutely. We were getting ready. We were getting our lineup straight, getting all of our notes ready, and I look down to right field, and I see a big athletic dude out there running around, and, Braves aren't home right now, so that's got to be Ronald Acuna Jr. out there rehabbing, and yes, it was. Yes, it is.
All right, so we've also run into, like we talked about, Terry Pendleton and Bruce Benedict. We've talked to several former players with the Braves. We're going to interview a couple in here. I know Greg McMichael will come up in the first inning. He was on the 95 World Series team with the Atlanta Braves. He is kind of the alumni in charge of a lot of this, so we'll have him up in the booth with us and talking about that as we're looking at, in my opinion, baseball's best ground crew here as they are finalizing and giving the major league touches for this 2026 Native American All-Star Showcase. And I got to tell you, as a high schooler, what a thrill, Eric, to get to play at this field.
And what a thrill for you not having to chalk the lines yourself.
No doubt. Well, you and I wouldn't be able to do it and keep those lines, not to the level that what these guys do. It is they do amazing work. And as they are getting this field major league ready for this Native American All-Star Festival.
And you talked about a lot of different alumni being around. You talked about Terry Pendleton. Marquise Grissom was out in the outfield with some of the guys yesterday. Bruce Benedict down in the cages. And I want to reiterate something that Terry Pendleton told us yesterday while we were talking him in the third base dugout. He said a lot of this and why he was out there yesterday and why this is so important is to continue to give it forward, pay it forward, and that's exactly what you see Ronald Acuna Jr. down there with the autographs doing that, and a lot of these former alumni coming back. They're paying it forward, and that's exactly why we're here today, and that's why this is such an important game.
Yeah, and we're thrilled to be a part of K13 Media's coverage for this. We did this last year, and it was such a thrill, and it is so exciting for not only these fans, but it's cool for us too. and what we're getting to do. And I know you and I are going to talk about some of these things as we're getting ready to get going. We got about 4 minutes, and then we're going to kick it to our PA announcer, who's going to give us our starting lineups and all the opening ceremonies. And when we do this, as we're seeing some last-minute adjustments on the field, they're getting things ready, and I think we're going to get ourselves ready too. With that, I know Chad Feltman's going to join us at some point here, and we're going to have a couple of guests coming up into the booth. I know, Eric, this is going to be great, man. I can't wait to get this started.
Oh, yeah, no. This is going to be a fun day of baseball. And you couldn't ask for a better day for it. I mean, there's a little bit of cloud coverage keeping us just a little bit cool, but the heat is still here. It's still a little humid, and we were walking around on the field yesterday. It's going to be a hot one out here. It is summer in Georgia, but it is a beautiful day at Truist Park, and I know everybody's excited to get going.
Well, so a lot of the tribes here, we saw several of them in the Dakotas, and they were really focusing on their hydration because this day in their North Dakota tribe, a couple of them we talked about it, it's in the 50s.
Yeah.
And so they come down here to Georgia and it's in the 90s, and then I don't think what they adjust to is the humidity that we're dealing with right now. And so that's going to be an interesting thing, is how these players are going to adjust. And so anyway, it was so cool to see what they were doing and all the things that we're going through. And we're going to go through a lot of the backgrounds of a lot of these players. But Eric, what brought you to here? I know you and I worked together with the Making Bacon back in a wood bat league in the Coastal Plain League, and so what other things did you do in the sports world here?
I've covered a lot of different sports. Started with a JUCO down in Barnesville, Georgia, my hometown. Gordon State College, worked my way through there. Made a stop in summer league baseball, and now I'm up at Piedmont University. And there's something I wanted to emphasize that Antonio Grissom said yesterday, and that is baseball connects us all. I know we're talking about our backgrounds, and baseball certainly runs deep within our backgrounds, runs deep within all these players out here, their backgrounds. Baseball is such a connecting sport. It connects eras. It connects different types of people. It connects everybody, and it's just such an important game, and that's why we're here today.
No doubt, baseball binds us all. It's America's sport, America's favorite pastime. I know for me, it was a pleasure. You and I got to know each other for a couple seasons working with the Making Bacon. I worked with Chad Feltman. Him and I have been working with the Making Mayhem, so a minor league hockey team. I go back to the mid-'90s. I played at Florida State baseball, and then that didn't work out. You got hurt. Sometimes that happens in the game of baseball, and so I ended up joining the military, and so that basically taught me how to talk on the radio. And then I've gotten to with Mercer University, and I broadcast 9 different sports for them, either on ESPN or as a public address announcer or one of those types of things. So it's a lot of fun, and that's how Chad and I got to working here with K13. But I go as a lifelong Braves fan, and I got to have a conversation yesterday with Bruce Benedict. I remember Bruce Benedict coming up with the Savannah Braves. They were the AAA team at that time for the parent club company for the Atlanta Braves, and before the AAA team moved from Savannah to Richmond. So I saw a young minor league Bruce Benedict along with a guy you may know who played in AAA for the Savannah Braves by the name of Dale Murphy. He was the catcher at that time, and then he came up to the Atlanta Braves. And so those two, Bruce Benedict and Dale Murphy, were my first 2 pro baseball players that I got to meet as a T-baller at the age of 5. And at that point, those 2 gentlemen and their passion for the game and passion for the Atlanta Braves organization sold me as a lifelong Atlanta Brave fan. And so when Chad called with the opportunity to do this, I was like, I will clear my schedule to be a part of this. And I have a lot of it. Really great friends in the Cherokee tribe in Cherokee, North Carolina. So when he talked about the Native American showcase, I was like, I couldn't get here fast enough, because I'm passionate about the Cherokee tribe down in Cherokee, North Carolina. We own property around there and vacationed my whole life around there. So for me, getting to work with my favorite team, and one of the places that I called a second home for most of my vacationing life as a child, I was like, I can't get here quick enough. So for me, this is such a thrill to be a part of this Native American All-Star Showcase. And so we're going to be glad to bring you this broadcast today, and we can't wait to get started. I know You're ready for first pitch already, aren't you, Eric?
Oh, I've been ready for first pitch for the last week. Last week I've been thinking about first pitch for today. And we got so many different backgrounds talking about. We talked about a little bit of our background, but today we have Little League World Series champions in the house. We have Congressional Medal of Honor winners in the house. We have tons of different backgrounds and tons of different great stories to share with you, and that comes after first pitch. We still got to talk about the action, guys. There's a baseball game being played between the lines, but we are going to be talking about these great individuals doing great work with their tribes and great works for their family.
Well, we had talked about also, we got some shout-outs we're going to give to some family members, and so we're looking forward to that, and we're excited. Let's get this going here, Chad, or Eric, rather, and we got Chad in our microphone with us as well, and so we're going to get ready to go, and we're going to kick it now to our public address announcer, Sean Crow, for today's opening ceremonies.
Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 23, Matt Now for the Navy team. Paul Jackson, Liddy Webster, Pete Smith, and Chad Smith. Number 30, Eric Keesus. All right, we got a couple players for entry. Number 7, Ty Hemingway, and number 8, Wade A.T. Number 31 for the Navy team, Rajon Hinton. Number 32, Malachi Law. Number 34, Michael Bloom Fantasy. Number 37, Salvador Pedrosa. Number 38, Ryker Robinette. Number 40, Kevin Sam Jr. Number 42, Mason Sawyer. Number 45, Caden Thomas. Number 47, Amir Woody. Number 50, Tony Chubu. And now, the starting lineup for Ray Navy team. Leading off playing right field, Takayanoe Hayanal. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 29, Ronald Jones III. Batting third, playing first base, number 41, Brayton Sapp. Batting fourth, the extra hitter, number 46, Isaac Swankakoye. Batting fifth, playing third base, number 44, Will Calvert. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 48, Mesa Yazzie. Batting seventh, playing center field, number 27, Sanjay Hickman. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 49, Michael Navarro. Batting ninth, the pitcher, number 36, Nicky Navarro. Batting 10th, playing second base, number 43, Cooper Smith. And today's starting pitcher for Team Braves Navy is number 36, Nicky Navarro.
All right, we are just getting set here at the Native American All-Star Showcase. Our starting lineup's getting ready on the field, and we will throw it back to our public address announcer, Sean Crow, for the national anthem.
As a tradition,
All right, welcome back to the booth right here. We've done the national anthem, and the two words that you hear, the two most important words we're going to hear all day is play ball, and we just heard them, and so we're ready to go. The booth is ready. The players are ready. We've done the lineups. We've done the national anthem. Eric, your final thoughts as we get ready to start this broadcast.
I think we're just going to see a lot of energy here today, and that's exactly what I hope for. I hope to see a lot of energy, and more importantly, I hope all the kids out there have fun. That's what this is really all about. You're playing in a big league ballpark. You get the big league experience. Just go out there and have fun. I was talking with a parent yesterday, and he said to me something that really stuck with me. You know, getting a chance to play in a big league ballpark, you know, a lot of minor leaguers, they talk about it's not real until you see that third deck of stands, right? It really makes these high school kids really believe it, really believe the dream is possible. Of course, a lot of them are playing for a spot in a college roster, and then hopefully after that pro ball, because they do love the game. So being in this setting, it really helps them believe that dream, and I hope that while they're having fun today, they soak it in.
Well, a lot of them are juniors going into their senior season. So, I mean, imagine the stories that they're going to be able to go back and tell not only their tribe but their teammates going forward here. And as we get ready to go, and while we're doing this, let's review our starting lineups here as the teams are going to be taking the field first. Let's go with the starting lineup first for the visiting Navy team. They're going to start us off with right fielder number 51, Kikoa Pionol. Shortstop, number 29, Ronald Jones, the third, bats second. Batting in the third position, the first baseman, number 41, Creighton Sapp. And the designated hitter position, the cleanup spot, number 46, Isaac Suntakoy. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 44, Will Talbert. Batting sixth and catching, number 48, Mason Yazzie. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 27, Sunjia Hickman. We'll talk about him in a few minutes. They have, a three-sport athlete right there. We'll talk about him. Batting in the eighth position, the left fielder, number 49, Michael Navarro. On the mound, batting in the ninth position, number 36, Nicky Navarro. And rounding out the starting lineup in the batting order, the second baseman, number 43, Cooper Smith.
You know, Kikoa Pionol is going to lead it off for the Navy squad. And, you know, I mentioned there's a Little League World Series champion in the lineup. Well, there's a reason he's batting leadoff. In 2022, in the final against Curacao, Hawaii, from Kikoa Pionol, launched a leadoff home run. Then they went back-to-back with the guy behind him. So, yes, there's a reason he's at the top of the lineup. Some incredible stories. Kikoa Pionol, one of those native Hawaiian of descent. He's off the continent. We also got some folks from Canada here today. But Pionol leading it off, he's going to look good. Then you mentioned Sanjia Hickman. He is a multiple. Whoa. Yeah, we got a change here for it. So we're going to have red batting first for the Native American All-Star Showcase, and we're going to have the Navy team taking the field. Bill, why don't you introduce us to the red squad?
Okay, so a little bit of a change, and we're going to change with them here. So for the red team, their batting order, they're going to start second baseman number 13, Ian Velasquez, at the second baseman. At shortstop, batting second, number 2, James Weston Randolph. Batting third in center field, number 1, Camden Martin. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 10, Bryce Barnowski. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 18, Connor Ellis. Over at the hot corner at third base, batting sixth, number 20, Grant Fitzgerald. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 12, Luke Bennett. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 23, Maverick Gardner. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 5, David Anderson. And batting 10th, rounding out the starting lineup, the designated hitter, number 4, Braden Allen. And who do we have on the mound here for the Navy team?
So starting on the bump for the Navy squad is number 41, Creighton Sapp, it appears, wearing number 41 out there on the rubber. It's going to be a not an unfamiliar situation here for Creighton Sapp. He's a two-time district pitcher of the year and a Prep Nation 3A All-State. He has a career 1.59 ERA with a 139 batting average against him, 60 Ks in the young right-hander's career. He also, not unfamiliar with this coaching staff, helped secure a roll-and bat tournament win with a 3-inning, 6-strikeout performance back in March under head coach Eric Kirkpatrick. We're getting ready for first pitch here in Atlanta, Georgia at Truist Park. And here to give us first pitch is Bill Connolly.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. As you can see, Creighton warming up right here. Big righty on the mound. He goes 6'3", about 215 pounds. And Eric, my first glance right here looks like Isaac Suntacoy, number 46, is over at first base. One defensive change that I see already, as we now have the starting lineup. The second baseman, number 13, Ian Velasquez, striding to the plate. And he'll face the big righty, Creighton Sapp. Again, he's 6'3", 215. Comes with a lot of power. We were able to talk with him yesterday. He's excited about this opportunity. And he's out of Salina, Oklahoma, part of the Cherokee tribe, as he now glares in, has the sign, kicks and fires, and the first pitch on the way. And we are underway. First pitch in there for a strike. First pitch time, it looks like. What do we have here, Eric?
12:02 as the second one swung on and missed.
Thank you there. Quickly, 0-2 count to the second baseman, Ian Velasquez. Sapp working quickly, kicks and fires the 0-2 delivery. Swung on and hit over to the right side. There for it was number 46, Isaac Suntacoy, making a play, and there's quickly one out in the inning.
Yeah, and, you know, these high schoolers, they work under the pretense of the pitch clock already, so you already know this is going to be a quick one.
Yeah, they're working quickly. You got to like that. And we have a special guest here as James Weston Randolph strides to the plate. We'll have a treat with former World Series champ Greg McMichael will join us in the booth as that first pitch is high and away. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 delivery. In there for a strike, evens up the count at 1-1. Sapp with the 1-1. In the dirt. That'll make the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Looking at the defense here, shading Randolph straight away. In on the right field side as that pitch is in there for a strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. Sapp is working quickly here. I think that the pitch clock and how they're doing that, Eric, has kind of changed a lot of, how guys do business now.
Absolutely it is that one up in the second level. And, yeah, absolutely, we're working fast, and both the hitters and the pitchers have to be, ready for that.
The 2-2 offering. Swung on and hit right in front of the plate. Jumping out in front is Yazi, and he throws down the first, but not in time as the speedy Randolph is able to leg that one out.
Yeah, call that an infield single. I don't know if we have an official scorer for today's game, but give him the infield single there.
I think we'll designate you as our infield. As you see the replay there is a little dribble out in front. Good hustle down the first base line, and a good call by the umpire. That'll bring up Camden Martin, the center fielder. First pitch is over but low. 1-0 the count now. There's one out in the inning. Smith now working from the stretch. Has the sign. Comes set and delivers. Swung on and missed. Looks like Randolph was faking to go, but he decided throw to first, back in time. Randolph back easily. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fisted over to third base, up cleanly. Well, he stumbled a little bit out of the gate, was Talbert, not able to get it. And I think we'll go with an infield hit on that one. So runners at first and second for the cleanup hitter, the catcher, number 10, Bryce Barnowski. Infield fly will be in effect with runners at first and second and only one out.
And besides having a really good name in Barnowski, Bryce Barnowski, also Eta Sigma Alpha National Homeschool Honor Society. He's an active member in that.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, it was the first one is fouled back and out of play. Nothing in one the count. And I know we've got a lot of cool stories, and we've gotten a couple of shout-outs that we're going to have to do to some families as we get going here. Sapp has the sign from the stretch, comes set and delivers. Throw down the third as the double steal was in play. Runners will advance to second and third respectfully. The count now 1-1 on the cleanup hitter, Bryce Barnowski.
Yeah, clean steal there from Randolph. Really got a big jump on Sapp.
The delivery over but a little low. 2-1 the count. So the old saying, ducks on the pond for your cleanup hitter. You like your chances if you're the red team. The 2-1 delivery. In there for a strike right down Peachtree Street. 2-2 the count. He's a part of the Cherokee Nation, is Barnowski. He plays catcher and third base out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and as a catcher, you got to have a good eye on the field. He carries a .957 fielding percentage for this season in his high school years.
Well, that'll get you an invitation to this showcase. Hit in the air behind the plate. The catcher is going at it is Yazzie. He's not able to come away with it. It'll be a noisy foul ball, and Barnowski will get another opportunity with a full count.
Yeah, and that's your first look at a big league pop-up here. You got very stretched out across clouds, across a tapestry blue sky. And 87 degrees right now, but guys, it's Georgia in the summer. We know there's humidity. Heat index 96 out there.
My goodness. Hit back up the middle. Sapp fakes the third, goes to first. Good defensive play there, looking the runners back, Eric. And, you know, that's the kind of play you want to see your pitcher do. When he delivered that pitch, he was in great fielding position here, made the play, and now that'll bring up Connor Ellis.
And that's as good as a strikeout or a pop-up right there. Just a 1-3 easy put-out. Keeps the runners at bay for Sapp as he gets a chance to fire across this first one in the dirt.
First baseman Connor Ellis. Now he's from Brunswick, Georgia, at the Potomac tribe. His affiliation. He takes the first pitch over but low, 1-0 the count. Sapp comes set and delivers. Hit in the air to right field. That's deep. And it's going to be over the head, and 2 runs will score. And Ellis will stroll into second base, standing up with a 2-run RBI double.
Something that Bruce Benedict said in the batting cages yesterday when there was a one that was absolutely striped back to right field. He said, you want to see the back of someone's jersey. And that's exactly what we saw just there.
Absolutely. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 20, Grant Fitzgerald. He's affiliated with the Choctaw tribe out of Sunnyvale, Texas. Plays third and first in this showcase. Takes the first pitch. High and away, 1-0 the count. The outfield here is an adjustment because you're used to a high school field, and now you have a lot more throw back to second as the runner was back in time, and the ball goes into center field. So good backup by the center fielder there, Hickman, but a little more ground to cover in the outfield than you're used to at your high school stadium there, Eric.
There's a lot of green out there. A lot of plays into the outfield is going to be hard for these outfielders to contend with, but that's where you get to showcase a little bit of that arm power.
And Creighton Sapp there with the off-speed pitch, had him out in front, so good pitch there by Sapp delivers the 1-1 in the dirt. That'll go 2-1 the count now. On the third baseman, Grant Fitzgerald.
Grant Fitzgerald here at the plate. He's always played baseball per his parents, and he asked his dad how he would describe Grant. Really high baseball IQ.
The 2-1 delivery, foul backing out of play. That'll make it 2-2 the count. Sapp from the stretch delivers the 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed, and he'll get out of the inning for the red team. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We played a half inning, Grant. It's 2-0 red here at Truist Park.
And we would now like to bring in the director of growing the game here with us. Bill, who we got with us?
Well, 95 World Series champ Greg McMichael, one of my favorite team of all time here. And so it's an honor to do this for our second year, Greg. You and I got to talk last year at this Native American All-Star Showcase. And so welcome back for this. And thank you for all you do for this, to bring this game to us today.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. This is awesome. You guys broadcasting the game. I know the families back home are loving this, being able to see their young men play this game, and especially at Truist Park.
No doubt. What a joy for them. They get to go into the batting cage, get some instruction from former major leaguers. I know a lot of them were getting to talk with Terry Pendleton and Bruce Benedict, and when you're getting former major league players to give you those little fine pointers, it's got to be a thrill.
Well, you never know when there's that one thing that makes a clicking noise in your brain, right, and helps propel you to a little bit better game. I love, Marquise Grissom just became a part of the College Baseball Hall of Fame, and he was here. His team's working with us, and we just have some excellent coaches out here for these young men. And as we were talking to the parents yesterday, we were saying, hey, if you can just learn one thing each and every day, then you're going to be a better ball player. Baseball's an interesting sport, and softball that they have. It stacks on each other, right? So you learn something, then it builds on the next point, and so hopefully this is a right step in their journey.
All right, so now, thank you, Greg, and I tell you, it's always a thrill to have him here. And so we're now going to the bottom. Yeah. But as we're going here, we're bringing up the bottom of the first inning here. Let's look for the Navy team here, and so the lineup, as they're going to go for with the batting order. Right fielder number 51, Kikoa Painal, will lead it off. Batting second, the shortstop, number 29, Ronald Jones III. Batting third and playing first base, number 41, Creighton Sapp. Batting in the cleanup position, the designated hitter, number 46, Isaac Suntakoy. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 44, Will Talbert. Batting sixth and catching, number 48, Mason Yazzie. Batting seventh and playing center field, number 27, Sanjia Hickman. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 49, Michael Navarro. Batting ninth, the pitcher, number 36, Nicky Navarro. And batting out in the 10th spot, the second baseman, number 43, Cooper Smith.
Kikoa Painal climbs in against Bradley Froman. More on him in a minute. With us throughout this inning is the director of growing the game, Mr. Greg McMichael. He'll be providing commentary here with us.
First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. And Greg, when you're sitting here, what are your thoughts when you're looking at some of these young players that are coming through here?
Yeah, we have just a great opportunity for these guys to experience what it's like to be on a big league field. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of these kids come from very rural areas, and so being able to come to Atlanta, which obviously you guys know we think it's kind of the mecca of baseball with East Cobb and all the stuff that's going on in youth sports, but being able to be out here and listen to guys talk about the game, not only playing it, but also being involved in Major League Baseball, we hope that a lot of these kids have a bigger desire to be a part of the game and to go, whether it's playing at the next level in JUCO or even aspiring to be in Major League Baseball someday.
Froman now has the count at 2-1. He comes set, working from the stretch exclusively. It looks like here as that one's outside. 3-1 the count here. And Greg, one of the things I was talking to several of these young players is, when you talk about some of these tribes are, falling on some economic hardships, and many of these guys, they do all the maintenance on the field, fix the fences, they mow the grass. A lot of them do way more work than than most kids in America will do. As that one's hit into right field, Pionall hits it over the head of the right fielder David Anderson and will stroll into second base with a stand-up double.
Yeah, as we talk to amateur coaches, I mean, we're not immune to that here in Atlanta. I mean, our high school coaches are having to do, as budgets get cut, as we do a lot of work with APS schools. That's pretty normal, a lot of these coaches. So we're seeing that across the board. And, of course, this is not – we're involved in many, many groups of kids who are playing baseball and softball from 5 years old all the way up through college with our HBCU programs. But, there's a lot of things that the Braves can do to help. This is one thing that helped kind of broaden views and perspectives and give people a chance to get seen by colleges.
I know we're trying to continue to grow the game globally, but we have still, like you said, we have a lot of work we can do here in the 48 right here. And so this is one of these things that the Braves have gotten involved in, and it is so critical with this. I mean, in this country, so much attention is paid to football, but baseball is America's pastime. And we have done – I think the Braves are doing a fantastic job of keeping that at the forefront with America and with these sports. So it is so great to see as we've now got the count at 2-0 here from Froman. Swung on and fouled back and out of play to Ronald Jones III, the shortstop for the Navy team. And – Greg, how long have you guys been planning this and getting this to where we are today?
Yeah, this is our 5th annual event, and it's something that we don't see it slowing down.
Over but out. Oh, he's going to give him to him on the outside part of the plate as Pionall swipes third base here. That'll even up the count at 2-2. And I know you do so much here with the Atlanta Braves. It's a full-time job hanging out and doing all this kind of stuff. So it's not just the pretty face that they get you for here. They put you to work.
Well, I guess you could call it a job. I don't know. Being able to watch these young men play and help them get better is not what I call a job, but I'll take it. I enjoy what I do, and it's been very, very satisfying.
Well, the game of baseball is not a job. It's a passion. And as that was fouled back and out of play, full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ronald Jones III. He's out of the Cherokee Nation. He lives here in Lithonia, Georgia, and plays up for Arabia Mountain. So he's a local product getting to play here at Truist Park as that one's fisted foul off to the right side, out of play. The count remains full, 3-2. We'll do it all again.
Yeah, Jones, a first-team region player, along with DeKalb first-team All-County. He's a DeKalb County Baseball Student Athlete of the Year.
Well, you'd like to see that the guys that do it not only on the field but in the classroom, as that one's fisted into right field. That's going to get down as David Anderson is not able to pick it up. Hustling down to second base with a double is Ronald Jones III. Run will score. And that'll bring up the pitcher, number 41, Creighton Sapp. Sapp gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Started off really well, but maybe struggled with location just a little bit here. It's a little different playing in this, on the mound at a Major League Baseball park versus your high school. So the periphery is different. All the sights, the smells, the sounds. So maybe a little bit of a nerves as well. Greg, your first experience when you went from in the high school, college, then minor leagues, and what was it like for you when you stepped on your first major league mound? That was sent into right field. We'll get Greg comment here in a second. Shortstop, Randolph, calling for it.
Yeah, one thing I was going to say about, I think we talk about in the minor leagues, there's not a third deck. Right. So we talk about the transition. There's not even a second deck typically in college or in high school. So I think as you get into these bigger stadiums, and, of course, we were spoiled. Andrew Jones, Otis Nixon, Marquise Grissom, they made the outfield look really small. But that, you guys commented about that earlier. There's a lot of space out there, and you gotta adjust with that. But we always say it's the third deck factor.
Yes.
For us.
Yeah, you hear that a lot.
Isaac Sundecoy in the batter's box now as runner gets looked back. Greg, talk about a little bit of Braves country baseball. We've been hearing a lot about that here. It's been growing really well.
And softball, I think.
And softball.
Yeah, softball, right. Yeah, we're in our third season of that. We actually have our championships today. We're over in Atlanta. We've got the top 85 teams from around the Southeast that are coming to vie for the championships. You know, our first year, this is community park driven, so we worked with about 85 parks our first year, and now we're up over 300. And our goal is around 500 to 600 parks in the Southeast. And we love what we're doing. We're working from 5 years old all the way up to 14 and really digging into the community level ball. We think that's taken a hit with all the travel ball recently. And so we're really trying to help these parks raise money. We're trying to help them, give them an all-star path that where they can partner with the Braves.
Throw got away on the pickoff attempt here, and so Sapp now down to third base, and so a pickoff attempt got away a little bit, so now a runner at third, and Sundecoy now with an opportunity to drive another one in. You talk about the travel ball. It's taken so many kids are playing that, but, you know, not everyone can afford to do that. So, I mean, it's great to see that work where it's continuing to develop the game at all levels.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, travel ball can be upwards of $5,000-$6,000 a year. We like the $300 to $500 in the community ball when you think about uniforms and equipment and tournament costs. So we're definitely trying to help. But also the parks, you know, they need better fields. They need better equipment, L screens, you know, all that kind of stuff that we can help them raise money. And so we're trying to do our part with them. We love families staying together, eating together, not being in a different city every weekend. And we want them playing with their buddies growing up. And so we really kind of dug into that space, and it's been a lot of fun.
Now we got Will Talbert will be next to at bat, the third baseman there out of the Cherokee tribe. He comes from Park Hill, Oklahoma. Sundecoy went down on strikes for the first out of the inning. The second out, correction.
I want to give a shout out to our engineer, Robert Williams, providing that replay. He works with Jock Jive, all this video provided with his help. Robert, thank you much.
Fly out to right field here. Calling for it is Anderson, but he's going to gets away from him, and down to second base goes Talbert. Official scorer, we have E9 here. And Greg, I imagine after you're done with us, you're going to go talk with just those same kids that you're talking about in the East Cobb area and all around Atlanta. I know you guys are there for championship game. I know you've got a busy schedule today.
Yeah, we're heading over to Ryan Park where our championship softball match and championship baseball are going to be going on between 2 and 5 today, and going to go hand out some rings and do some. We got Braves Vision going over there. We're going to do some interviews with some families, so it should be a good day. Championship Sunday, so I know you guys will bring it home over here. And I love what our creative team's done. We look at the slides over there on the Delta board and with that All-Star Showcase logo, it looks amazing here. So really appreciate Insung and his team, how they've helped us out and create some nice look and feel here for our Native American All-Star Showcase.
Yeah, and we're going to continue growing this year in and year out. So this is definitely good to highlight these kids here in and out. And so now that one is over but low. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Mason Yazzie. He catches and plays right field. He's from Page, Arizona, and affiliated with the Navajo tribe.
And he loves fishing, and like most people today, loves pickleball.
That's another craze that has taken over. That one's outside on the delivery from Froman. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. We have a tie ball game at 2-2. So, Greg, I know you're busy, but your final thoughts here is as we're going here with this Native American Showcase. You seem pleased, and as rightfully you should be, to seeing these young players here.
Well, I've met so many great families this weekend. Some amazing kids, getting to see them out there excited about the game, being here at Truist Park. Families could be very thankful. We had a great time with them yesterday where we had a big Q&A. We had a great panel discussion about college coaching and recruiting. So, yeah, it's been awesome.
Now, going down on strikes is Yazi. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 2. It's 2-2. And Greg, thank you for joining us here. And as we get going, as we're done with the first inning here, Greg McMichael, everybody, thank you for joining us here as part of Braves Country.
Thank you, guys. This is great. Appreciate all the work you're doing.
All right. There we have it. We'll go to the top of the second inning. 2-2, 2-2 your score here, Eric. And it's always a pleasure when we have guests that come in here and get to talk baseball with us and talk about what's going on not only here on the field but in Braves country.
Absolutely, and we have a full slate of guests lined up for us this afternoon. Going back to Mason Yazi, who ended the bottom of the first with a strikeout, unfortunately, but he wants to give a shout out to his grandma Sadie and his grandpa Herman watching back home. So, wanted to give a quick shout out to them, and like we've said before, many a shout out for all these kids out here playing as we get going here in the top half of the second inning.
Folks, it's a warm one here, like we said before, 87 degrees with a heat index of 96. Many of these young men are coming from the Dakotas, and, it's a little warm for them. They're not used to this heat as we're getting ready to go to the top of the second inning. So here we are, 87 degrees with a 96-degree heat index. But, Eric, I just was told that in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, right now there's a major snowstorm going on right now. So how crazy is that here?
It is a shift. It is, what makes America so odd. You can have one side of the country asking for snow, asking for some sort of cool weather, and the other side saying, we want the sun. Can bring it over here. Severe snow warnings over there. Hope everybody is okay on that side, but they are well conditioned for that over there.
Well,
it looks like Isaac Santacoy is going to take the bump here in the top half of the second inning. Santacoy from the Kiowa tribe of Oklahoma. He's a winner of 6 straight state championships at Fort Cobb Broxton High School in Class B in Oklahoma. That's a dynasty out there, much feared in the state of Oklahoma. Isaac Santacoy. He's committed to Redlands Community College, and he's no stranger here. Competed last year in this showcase. So he's getting ready to step back onto the mound at Truist Park. Left-hander for the Navy squad. For the Red squad, they're going to send up Luke Bennett, Maverick Gardner, and David Anderson.
So we talked about Creighton Sapp, who pitched the first inning. He's now over at first. So Santacoy and Sapp defensively just made a swap. They're here as we are going to the top of the second inning. As you talk about Hickman, Navarro, and Navarro, first 3 due up for the red team. Wait, did I get that right?
That's the Navy
Fitzgerald,
squad.
Bennett, and Gardner. They will get that right.
So out left to right in the outfield, it's Navarro, Sanjia Hickman. I want to clarify, it's Michael Navarro in left field.
Yes.
And Sanjia Hickman in center field, followed by Kikoa Painal in right. Then you have Talbert at third, Ronald Jones III at shortstop. You're going to find Smith at second base. And again, we just mentioned the swap. Creighton Sapp at first base with Mason Yazi, it still looks like, behind the plate.
So Luke Bennett's the first due up for is the first one due up for the red team. I think we're about ready to go. The music is playing, and now it stops.
Yeah, Luke Bennett's out of Wadena, Kansas.
The Gross Ventry tribe affiliation for him. As the first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. 2 runs on 3 hits for the red team, 2 runs on 2 hits for the Navy team. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Over but low with that pitch. 1-2 the count to Luke Bennett. Working from the windup is Suntacoy. He delivers. Swung on and missed, threw it right by him for the strikeout. There's one out in the inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 23, Maverick Gardner.
There's a reason Suntacoy's part of 6 straight state champions, and it's because he's that caliber of player, able to grab that strikeout.
Yeah, he's able to give a little bit more mustard on that one. That first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Garner out of Moore, Oklahoma, plays short, and he can pitch as well. He's affiliated with the Choctaw tribe. The 0-1 delivery in there for a strike, 0-2 the count. Suntacoy works quickly, and he's delivering strikes. He's got the sign, kicks and fires in the 0-2 delivery. Just missed.
It was a good pitch. It was a really good pitch. Looked like it had some non-glove side movement was the word I was looking for. Yeah, curveball there. Clocked in at 72 on our board.
The 2-2 delivery, fisted, foul back and out of play. It'll remain 1-2 the count. Yeah, the fouling off, I was just told that went into the Lexus level here at Truist Park. The delivery in the dirt, that'll even up the count at 2-2.
Really good AB here from Maverick Gardner, able to come back from down 0-2 to fighting off some tough pitches and spinning on some really good ones.
Talking with several of the players yesterday in the batting cages, some of the coaching staff, the former Braves, as that one's in there in the dirt, 3-2 the count. Talking with the players about ensuring you get quality at bats. And I hear a lot of people talk about 8 pitches. If you see 8 pitches, that's a quality at bat, regardless of the outcome. If you have a quality at bat every time you get up there, then you're doing some good work. That's hit in the left center field. Over to cut it off is Hickman on his horse going into second base. They're going to say he got in. On first glance, it looked like he was out.
The throw beat him, but the tag was a little bit off. It was a really good move by Gardner with his left leg swooping around the tag from Smith. But a great job by Sanjia Hickman to get that ball in. I don't think he expected Gardner to want to go 2 there, but hey, it's a showcase. Show off your talent.
David Anderson, the right fielder, now due up. He plays right field right now, and he plays some third baseman. He's out of Suttons Bay, Michigan, and he is affiliated with the Grand Traverse Band tribe as he takes that first pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 from Isaac Suntacoy.
Yep. Anderson committed to Grand Valley State University.
Grand Valley State. That pitch is inside there, evens up the count at 1-1. 2-2 ball game here in the top of the second on this 7-inning game today. Swung on and missed there by Anderson. Pushes the count to 1-2.
A changeup coming in at 81.2.
Eric is all over it right there. So they're getting the full experience here at Truist Park. Swung on and missed. Suntacoy took something off of that one, and that'll be the second out of the inning, second strikeout for Suntacoy, and that'll bring up Braden Allen.
Now batting, extra hitter, Braden Allen.
Yeah.
Ty Hemingway is actually going to be a pinch hitter here for the Red Squad. Hemingway out of Sun City West, Arizona. He has multiple area code tryouts for MLB teams like the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds as that one kicks away.
Yeah, down to third base is Gardner. He's Hemingway rather is affiliated with the Cherokee tribe. Down to third was Gardner.
A lot of eyes on Ty Hemingway today. Been rumored he's getting a lot of them, and yeah, showcasing the power.
There we go as he showcases that to right field. Good job by Pionall. Shows why he was a World Series, Little League World Series champion as he makes that play. And so for the red team here in the top of the second inning, no runs, one hit, no errors, and one left on base. We played an inning and a half. Your score remains 2-2. And here we are with Scott Davis. He's the co-founder of the Native American Foundation. And Scott, come over here with us and we'll get you on. You look better than us, so we want to get you on TV with Eric and I. And
Gotcha.
Scott, such a thrill, not only for the organization, but for these kids and these families to get to play at, in my mind, this is the mecca of baseball.
Absolutely, and this is why we did it. When we founded the foundation about 5 years ago, give or take, we all knew that former coaches, players, various sports throughout the country, we knew we wanted to profile, these kids that maybe get overlooked. Some of the kids, we got a few from the Bay Area, California. Obviously, all eyes on them. But where I come from in Standing Rock, North Dakota, home of Sitting Bull, not so much. Not a lot of college college scouts, pro scouts come look at our players. So we all know that we could play, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, that we want to get them looked at. So our partnership with the Braves has been tremendous. It took us some time, but what a blessing for our foundation, for mostly these kids and their families and their tribal homes back home.
Well, in my travels up there, a lot of the tribes and the cities are so spread out. It is hard sometimes to field a full team for a lot of these sports and that kind of thing. So it's a logistics challenge. And these kids, a lot of them with these tribes, they have a lot more challenges than, say, the bigger inner city areas when you've got so many people around them. And so talk a little bit about that, of what the sacrifices a lot of these kids and families have to make to continue playing.
Yeah, absolutely. We just talked about that yesterday. Again, where I come from, it's pretty remote. To get to the bigger city per se, it's about an hour, 2 hour drive. Sometimes mom and dad don't have a reliable car, So, finding that space for Legion ball or city ball, because predominantly more the Native American tribes don't have a Legion ball type of system. So again, it's some logistics there that is a little uphill battle for us sometimes. But again, here's the big stage. This is why we created it. And again, as you can see, this is a close game, which we hoped it would be. And just a lot of good feedback from the coaches here, from Marquise Grissom and Ron, Coach Ron down there. So
Ron Jackson.
Jackson. Yep. Sorry. And it's going to be a more exciting game here throughout the day.
Sanjia Hickman here leading off for the Navy team here.
And Mr. Davis, is there any chance of maybe expanding this showcase to more than 50 players, maybe more than
Absolutely.
2 teams?
Yeah, so part of it is, my challenge is out to other markets. Where I come from, North Dakota, the Twins, the Rockies are close to our home. Seattle, Arizona. I know the Diamondbacks came and kind of scouted us here a few years ago, but not only to expand the players here from 50 to 70, but also other markets, to challenge other markets for our players to play against their players.
Well, even then, if you can get to it, the perfect scenario as Hickman goes down on strikes. New pitcher now, Samuel Hatcher, on the mound for the red team. That'll bring up the left fielder, number 49, Michael Navarro.
First pitch from Hatcher away. And Mr. Davis, the Native American football game as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're into our 5th year of that as well. Started with the Minnesota Vikings. We spent one game down in Dallas Cowboys, and again, extension from the NFL teams out there. So again, that's an extension of what the foundation does. My next my next adventure is to crack the code of the NBA. So again, it's just trying to get all three sports, and make no mention the women too, the girls. Flag football, softball. That's all been talked about heavily with our foundation as well.
Good play there by Grant Fitzgerald. 5-3 on the putout. If you're scoring with us at home, as Michael Navarro grounds out, and that'll bring up Ricky Navarro, who started on the mound here for it. So you talk about that, and it's so awesome to hear that. I know I've heard a couple of people talking about it. If we could expand the rosters here, who knows, we might be able to play on Saturday and Sunday instead of just Saturday going on in the future as this presentation for this showcase continues to grow.
Absolutely, yep. And it's word of mouth. Obviously there's a lot of social media, but for us, parents talk, and Indian country talks, and hey, if your kid had a good experience, your family had a good experience, they're gonna share the information, the opportunity.
Well, and I know several of these kids have to do fundraising for them to come here, and is that a great play here? 6-3 on the putout as Randolph makes that play. 3 up and 3 down, no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base in the second inning. We played 2. Your score remains 2-2 as we are finishing up the second inning with Mr. Scott Davis, the co-founder of the Native American Foundation. And Scott, I tell you what, your final words here. I know you're pleased with not only with the family, the kids here, but the Atlanta Braves have rolled out the red carpet for you guys as well, and that's got to feel great for all these Native American, your foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. We're so thankful. We're so blessed for the Atlanta Braves for rolling out the red carpet for us. Most importantly, the kids, opportunity, and we just want to keep doing this year after year for a long time. So looking forward to that.
Well, I tell you what, it's a pleasure to have you guys up here, and I know you guys are having a lot of fun. I know you got a lot of work to do, so we won't keep you up here with us that too much, but thank you so much for showing up here with us, and I know the tribes are so thrilled and so thankful for all the work that you're doing here as we're trying to showcase these kids and these families, and it's such a great event, and it's a pleasure to have you with us here
Thank
today.
you, sir. Thank you, Atlanta Braves. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back now, top of the third inning. Nicky Navarro, and we'll switch roles here. And Eric, you've allowed me to do all the talking here with the play-by-play. And as Pete Van Wieren and Ernie Johnson and Skip Carey, we would do now we're going to switch roles a little bit, and I'll do some color commentating as you take over some play-by-play duties.
Hey, well, thank you very much, Bill. Really quick last half inning from Sam Hatcher. His parents are here this weekend. Want to give a quick highlight on him. Should have known he was going to be a good pitcher when he was a kid, because when he was about 4 years old, from about 18 feet back of his basement sliding glass door, he broke the window with a rock. Threw it from 18 feet out at just 4 years old. So his mom and dad are in the building, and Sam having a really good outing in that last half inning. Let's move on to the guy on the bump right now, Mr. Nicky Navarro. He did unfortunately ground out to Sam Hatcher in the last half inning, but he and Michael Navarro, they're brothers, and they're back-to-back in the lineup. That's something that Nicky talked about yesterday when I got a chance to talk to him in between his sessions in the batting cage. And him and his brother, they're the bestest of pals. It's not necessarily the head-to-head brother competition. They are the bestest of pals. They're happy to be here, and they're really excited. Nicky committed to Santa Rosa Community College, using that JUCO platform as a launching pad. Santa Rosa recently top 25 of the country in terms of junior colleges. So Nicky's ready to show off his talents, and he's getting ready to showcase them here a little bit more at the Native American All-Star Showcase here in Atlanta, Georgia at Truist Park. Braves playing host as Nicky Navarro finishes his last wind-up pitches.
So, you're talking about the launching pad here as Braves Nation, all of the Braves Nation who is listening in right now will tell you the launching pad, that was the old Fulton County Stadium before we moved across the street to Turner Field, and then now here at Truist Park. But Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, that was the original, that's what we called the launching pad. And I remember, I go back as far as remembering Chief Nakahoma is the mascot for the Atlanta Braves. Now that's switched over to Blooper. I think Chief Nakahoma was better looking, in my opinion, but what do I know? So the ties to the Native American and the Braves goes back deep, deep, deep.
As the first pitch from Navarro is outside for ball number 1 to new batter Braden Allen. He was swapped with Ty Hemingway last inning as Hemingway flew out to right, but Allen here taking a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Right on right matchup.
Allen out of Lexington, Kentucky. Chickahominy Indian tribe is his affiliation. I was just up there in Lexington a couple of days ago. A beautiful country up there, and that reservation is a sight to behold.
Navarro gets the glove high right at his chest. The righty kicks and fires to his battery mate Yazzie back there as that one escapes to the backstop. So now quickly 3-0 to Braden Allen. Good AB here from Allen Brewing. Looks like we're going to have Aiden Graves due up next, and what a story he's got. We'll talk about that when we get going with his AB. But here, a 3-0 count. Looking to lead off the inning well is Braden Allen. Navarro's next pitch is a strike. So 3-1 as Navarro looks to climb back in.
This has gone quickly, already in the third inning here.
7-inning ball game, folks. 3-1. Ball 4 as it gets away from Yazzie, sprinting to first base, and might look at 2 here as Allen, but he's going to stay put over at the first base pillow, and that will bring up Aiden Graves.
Yeah, he certainly took the turn like he was looking at second base, so good heads up and speedy base running there by Allen. That'll bring up Aiden Graves. We talked to him yesterday in the batting cages. And Graves out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, part of the Red Lake Band of the Chippewa tribe.
Runner is going. Throw down to second base from Yazzie is going to be just late as sliding in head first with a steal is Braden Allen. And Graves actually playing for a very special person, Bill, on today.
His mom, he talks about, all of these guys talk about mom. It's so funny that he wants to talk about his brother. One of the things that his mom, but his whole family, but his brother, he was really, he got kind of emotional talking with us. His brother passed away from leukemia, and there's not a moment that goes by when he's on the diamond that he's not thinking about his brother. And so we want to give a shout out to Aiden, who is always with the Allen family.
Correction, that's Aiden Cooper. Apologies for that.
Yeah, the Cooper family here.
Cooper family.
Aiden Graves is now here with it. We talked about him out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Navarro still on the mound here in the third.
Pitch from Navarro is outside. As thought that was ball 4.
Yeah, he's kind of looking at it.
He's getting ready to go.
Yeah.
There it is.
He's like, oh, now we get to go here. And that'll bring up, it looks like number 15, Aiden Cooper.
Now we get Aiden Cooper.
Now to Aiden Cooper. So we jumped the gun just a little bit. 6-time all-conference, all-state shortstop.
And we're going to go to the mound visit here. So, Bill, tell us a little bit more about Aiden Cooper and how he's playing today.
Well, so in addition to playing shortstop and second base, he's pitched a little bit, has 250 strikeouts in his career. He's to attend college to play baseball. He wants to study
cathodic protection. So what that is whenever there's a metal surface submerged underwater, it's trying to make sure that doesn't get corroded. So anything that's underwater, to my knowledge. Listen, there's a reason I'm in the broadcast booth and I'm not studying cathodic protection.
When we were talking with him yesterday, he said he wants to bring that skill set to help the water quality with his tribe back home. He's always wanted to pay it back, and with that, his brother Mason was so huge in his not only development, but he's constantly with him. And we both got choked up talking about that yesterday with his brother Mason passing away from leukemia. So he's always has Mason with him there. And Dad Chris, Grandpa Robert, and Coach Lane Adams. We want to give shout-outs to each of those guys here on behalf of Aiden Cooper. Here he is getting talked about in all these great ways, and he wants to give shout-outs to all of his family.
Ball got away, and racing home to score was Braden Allen, as Graves will move up to second. Cooper standing in here. A ball, no strikes for him. Navarro in a little bit of trouble here. Lead gone away as he gets a big swing and a miss from Cooper. High fastball got him chasing. Now an even count with a runner in scoring position.
79.8 on that changeup there from Navarro.
Even count. Navarro kicks and fires. The righty just misses on the outer half. Trying to grab that across the outer plane of the plate was Yazzie, but unfortunately, home plate umpire not raising any fists. 2-1 count.
Navarro throwing in the high 70s, low 80s.
This one out towards center field. That's going to be a bloop shot. Hickman coming in, collects it on a bounce. Runners coming around third base. Hickman tries to lace it in there, but it's going to overshoot Yazzie behind the plate. Runner's going to stay put at second. Give him a single, RBI single, and advance on the throw. And it's a 4-2 lead now for the Red Squad.
Now then, number 19, Tatum Vaughn.
So that'll bring up number 19 for this squad. That's Tatum Fine.
Yeah, so we talked about him yesterday. So as they're emptying the benches, giving everybody an opportunity to play.
Pitch on the way from Navarro. Is a ball skipped up there. Excellent job by Yazzie to block it up. Make sure the runner stays put at second base.
Fine plays second and short out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, affiliated with the Cherokee and Creek tribes.
Navarro nods in agreement with his catcher. Watches the runner out at second. 4-2 ball game, a 1-0 count. Navarro fires in this one off the edge of the bat and sent foul into the screen. Even count, 1-1. Navarro checks into Yazzie for the 1-1. Runner out there dancing at second base. This one gets past Yazzie. He's going to take third base and wheel around it. But nothing else doing as Navarro struggling with control here a little bit. 2-1 count he's got.
Talking with
Tatum Fine.
We're talking with Fine. He is a 2026 state regionals team winner. He had a 3-run homer to help put his team ahead in the state arena team qualifier.
2-1 offering is rolled. Foul. First baseman Sapp giving it a look. Excuse me, doesn't look
Native
like
American
Sapp over there.
World Baseball team, part of that in 2026. He got the 5-tool player of the game out of Oklahoma, was 4 for 5 with a triple, a double. Man, 2 stolen bases, so that helped get him here.
Navarro kicks and fires a 2-2 and just missed on the inner half. Yazzie getting a lot of work back there. But Navarro laboring out on the mound, looking to bounce back here. Nothing too far gone yet, but still needs to get that first out of the inning. It's a full count offering on the way to Fine. Runner halfway down the third base line. This one popped up, sent towards left field side, and foul territory, making the grab. What a play by number 37 for the squad. That's Salvador Pedroza, it appears, at the third base corner.
Yeah, great play here. He was going back to his right shoulder, and as you see the replay right there, stayed on the ball and got the first out of an inning. Great play.
Replay again provided by Jock Jive. Robert Williams on the keys for us to our left. So 1 out away here, Navarro. looking to stop the bleeding. Kicks and fires his first offering, and this one's popped high in the air, foul territory. It'll become a souvenir for that one. Are these souvenirs? Do they have to return these? Can the fans? They're sitting in the lower bowl, so they could get that one.
Yeah,
if
they
wanted
could.
to.
And I think that's over in the Chipper Jones
if it's
area.
if it's a souvenir, it's a souvenir. Correction, Robert Williamson on keys. Elijah Beck and an 0-1. As he fouls that one back now deep in the count, 0-2. Navarro looking to heat back up, was having some control issues with the first couple batters, but here giving his hitters something to swing at. He's got some good fielders behind him. Heck, we saw that really good play at third base corner by Pedroza, so why not just keep it rolling?
Elijah Beck out of the Tulsa, Oklahoma, affiliated with the Cherokee tribe. Also plays center field and catches.
This one to the backstop. We're going to have a play at the plate here. Yazzie slow to get to it and coming across the home plate and getting ready to score and tally up that score. That's number 15, Aiden Cooper, striking home. So 5-2 ball game, 3-run deficit when the Navy climb back into their dugout. As it's a 1-2 count here against Beck. Beck with teal batting gloves. Settles into the right-handed batter's box. Navarro with the glove at the chest, kicks and fires, gets a big swing and a miss. Beck dusts it off, and that'll be the second out.
Yeah, Navarro's struggled early here, but has seemed to found a little bit of groove in this inning, maybe some nerves with that, and so now that'll bring up number 24, Samuel Hatcherell.
Navarro gets a big swing and a miss there. So ahead of his batter once again, as he has found it later in this inning, Sam Hatcher in the batter's box.
Out of Duncan, South Carolina is Hatcher, affiliated with the Osage tribe.
Pitch misses high and away. Ball and a strike.
Hatcher, multi-sport athlete here, wide receiver in football. Only 10 of 12 full-blooded Osage members left. At 4, he broke the basement sliding glass door with a rock. He's probably still paying that one back to mom and dad.
Yeah, as that one misses. 2-1 now. You know, as a kid, he also dressed in full Freddie Freeman attire. I'm talking jersey, gloves, wristbands, pants. He would wear it out in the backyard while he imitated batting stances, and even wore it to the mall. Sorry, Sam, you can thank your mom for that one, as that one pours in for strike number 2. So now Navarro is strike away from putting this inning to bed. 3 runs have already come across the score for the Red Squad.
Now, we were talking with these players yesterday, finding some stories. I think they were more nervous about us talking with their moms than they were about talking with us for interviews.
2-2 just misses inside. Sorry, Bill.
Maybe a little nervous there of what mom might say there, but always got to give a shout out to mom. Dad was stationed in the Navy. Mom took Sam to the Potomac Nats baseball game where he first fell in love with baseball.
Got to see Bryce Harper rehab in there. 3-ball, 2-strike count pitch, and the inning will continue as Hatcher works a walk. He'll stand on first base as we keep it going here in the top half of the 3rd inning.
And at the bottom of the inning right here, we're going to be joined by Mike Staub, the executive director of the Native American Athletic Foundation here. So look forward to talking with him about what all it takes to bring this to fruition here with the Atlanta Braves.
Runner is going. Throw down by Yazzie is going to be late. Stolen base by Hatcher. Pitch was a ball on the inner half to new batter Emiliano Garcia.
He's affiliated with the EBCI tribe, the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians. He hails from Cherokee, North Carolina. Went to Cherokee High School. Been by there so many times and got to play ball with some of these young kids as a youngster myself, really enjoy being a
Dribbler
part with them.
Down the third base line is going to roll foul. Looked like for a second it might skew back fair. Pedroza was giving it a good look down there, but it'll turn into an even count 1-1 when Garcia gets back to the box. So Bat Boy hands his bat back to Garcia. Thought Garcia was done. Garcia's like, hey, you know, I still got a couple more to do. Left-hander. Don't see too many left-handers today, but Garcia waggles the bat behind a black helmet as Navarro fires, and man, that one came off him hard. So it'll be a hit by pitch. Navarro still looking to get out of this one. Now 2 runners on with 2 away. And that's going to send up number 16 for the Red Squad. That's Colin Davis.
Number 16, Colin Davis.
That pitch hit him, right on the outer plane of the knee. It had to hit something hard to bounce up like that.
Out of Quinton, Oklahoma, affiliated with the Choctaw Tribe.
Runners going, caught in between second and third, and third Amayazi not in time. Was caught for a moment, but a good job by the runner to hold up quick and bounce right back. Ray-John Kenton at second base here for the Navy squad. Now feeling like 98 degrees on the field as straight paint looked like 98 from Navarro on the outer edge. Gets an even count 1-1.
Navarro throwing a lot of off-speed stuff, that changeup right around 80 miles an hour.
Big swing and a miss here, as now just a strike away from escaping this inning. And look, 3 runs, not too much damage done, but you got to stop the bleeding right here if you're Navarro. A ball and 2 strikes. Navarro kicks, fires, and that is to the backstop. Strike 3, throw down to first base. It sails over the first baseman and into right field. Run's going to come home to score. The second one on its way, getting the windmill from third. Here comes the relay throw from right field. It's not in time. It is going to be a drop, third strike, an error, and the inning will continue now 7-2. So a strikeout and an E2 there. I'll bring up Bradley Froman. And Bill, you don't really want to pick a fight with Bradley Froman because in his spare time, he's a little bit of a. There's one roped past a right-handed glove of the first baseman into the right field corner. There's going to be another run coming around to score. It's going to be a double for Bradley Froman as the Red Squad keeps it rolling here in the top of the third, now 8-2. So I was trying to say with Froman, you know, we saw him attack the first pitch. He's really good at attacking because in his spare time, Bill, he's a kickboxing and a Muay Thai hobbyist.
Wow. Yeah, you definitely don't want to pick a fight with that young man.
No. He might put you on the floor really quick, and he's able to put that ball down into the corner, and Navarro here struggling a good bit. Don't know if that's going to be in the day for him. I think it might be, as we might have a pitching change, as there is a call to the bullpen as we get a slow jog out from left field. We'll get you more info on that pitcher coming in right now. But, Bill, what have you seen from the Red Squad here in the top of the third inning? We've talked about a lot of important long at-bats that these guys are looking for, and it's kind of what we've seen.
Well, we're seeing quality at bats by the red team. They're working for their pitches, and when they're seeing it, they're not delaying on it. They're going after it immediately, and so you like the aggressiveness by the red team with that, and that's why they're ahead 7-2 right now as we're dealing with a pitching change. And I think we're also got a catching change as well, if I'm not mistaken. Number 34 looks like Michael Moonmanzi is now behind the dish.
And throwing pitches to him is Caden Thomas. And to mention before that we have people from Hawaii. We also got people from Canada. He's from Hagersville, Canada, of the Haudenosaunee tribe. He is a 6'5" kickboxer, is Thomas. Froman is. Apologies for that. Yeah, so Froman out there at second base, 6'5" and a kickboxer. Bill, are you interested in starting to fight?
No.
We're going to make sure we say really nice things about Froman out here as he's at second base. Watching the new arm in Caden Thomas, a junior, 6'3", 180 from Hagersville, Canada. Like I said, he was the school MVP and also the Heart and Hustle Award winner for his squad in 2026. And you mentioned that Michael Moon-Manzi is now behind the plate. Got a chance to talk with Michael's dad yesterday, and his dad really was able to build him up as a catcher, and he was 4-year all-conference in his baseball squad, MVP runner-up not once but twice. And I mentioned at the top of the broadcast how there was I talked to a parent yesterday who said that this third deck, this big league experience makes the kids believe. Well, that was Michael Moon-Manzi's dad, so he understands what it's like to be a player, and he understands what it's like to be in this atmosphere, and he impressed that into Michael out there on the field as he fires back to Thomas as we get ready to keep on going here in the top of the third inning. It's going to be number 25 for the Red Squad, standing in with a runner in scoring position at second base. That's Tavion Hawk of the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe. Arthur McGadden in the on-deck circle as that one's called strike one to the new batter, Tavion.
Yeah, Tavion Hawk out of Bismarck, North Dakota with the Crow Creek Sioux Tribe. This is his affiliation.
Just missed there, did Thomas. That one coming in a little bit faster. A slider is what the stadium board calls it, at 82.7, almost 83 miles an hour. Froman out there dancing in between second and third. Thomas paying him mind. It will step off, and he'll do signs back up with Moon-Manzi. Even count, 1-1, with 2 away, an 8-2 ball game as the Red Squad has exploded. Throwback to second base, diving in safely is Froman. Almost daylight play working for the Navy.
Red team being awful aggressive here in this third inning. That accounts for 6 runs so far here in the third.
Strike on the outer half, and once again, a strike away is the Navy squad from getting out of this. Thomas looking to put this inning to bed and get his team back to the back rack. Malachi Large out at short, dancing between Froman and second base. 1-2 pitch on the way from Thomas. He fires, and it's in the dirt. Moon-Manzi fires to third base. Did they get him? No. Sliding in, feet first. A tag from Pedroza, just a bit too high, throw too tall, and now a runner 90 feet away at third base pillow.
Moon-Manzi
count.
Quick with the reaction there. Throw just a little high here. Made it closer than I think it really was because Fromm had a good jump.
He's 6'5". He's got them long legs to help. 2-2 pitch, fouled off. We'll do it again. This one finds its way. Oh, it's going to fall into the lower bowl. There you go. Somebody's getting a souvenir. I saw somebody move for it.
Yeah, it started in the middle deck and then bounced down below. So,
wind blowing in harshly from right field. 2-2. And he got him looking. Strike 3. So the inning is over. 6 runs on 3 hits for the Red Squad. 2 errors for the Red. 1 left on base. As we turn it to our next guest, Mr. Mike Stomp. Mike, how are you doing? And thanks for joining us.
Mike's executive director of the Native American Athletic Foundation. And so we're thrilled, Mike, to have you here, part of this broadcast. I know you're so excited to have all these kids here and be a part of what Braves country and the Atlanta Braves are rolling out the red carpet for you guys.
Absolutely. Appreciate what you guys are doing. Every year this gets classier and classier and more professional. We had Chad come in last year. He did a fantastic job. We brought you guys back again, and you stepped up your game even more. So we really appreciate you guys. I have to take a quick moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, Indigenous Pact, who's helped us put this on. They work with healthcare and especially mental health issues in Indian country. So we're very excited to have them partner with us. And they're not just going to help pay for things for the kids. They're actually going to come out and do some workshops with them as well when it comes to mental health. So we're very
that's
excited
great.
about that.
That is outstanding. I think we're talking to Bianca. She's going to be one of our guests, and I know she does so much with these young men with that. So talk a little bit also about, with this, I mean, this planning, how far out do you guys start planning to make this weekend what it is?
So, as this is our 5th iteration, I would say we've been planning for this event for 6 years. So when we started, I think in 2021, early 2021 or late 2020, starting with the first game, put the skeleton together, had some good help from Greg and from Doug Lasitra, who was the manager for this for the first 4 years. And then, every year it's gotten a little bigger. So really, we just build on what we've already established. So we started this year in January, reached out to the kids, started getting the all of the different infrastructure in place and logistics. So it takes a few months, but really it was that first year to do it.
All right, Mike, we're going to have you stay on with us here and talk a little baseball as we're doing this. I mean, you're doing so much of the planning and all the behind the scenes here. And Eric, like we're leading off, let you take it away.
It'll be Cooper Smith getting ready to go here for the Navy squad, and he'll be facing off against one of his teammates out there. They wanted to balance out some of the talent levels on both squads, so it's going to be number 30, Eric Keesis, towing the rubber, the left-hander versus the right-hander Smith, as the first pitch was a strike. Second one, high and away. One pitch is a strike, although unable to hang on to that one was number 10, I believe that's Barnowski, still back there. Smith of the Oneida tribe out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're talking about the pitcher here of Keesis. He's a first-team All-League both in 2024 and 25, and he was All-League honorable mention. Loves Taco Bell was one of the things he talked to us about.
So as I mentioned, this is our 5th iteration, but the players get better and better every year. They really do. The talent just ups it. We've had a couple who've been here for multiple iterations because we, unlike our football game, we let them come in from rising sophomores all the way to graduated seniors because the baseball rules are a little different.
Right. And with this, as the Atlanta Braves have helped you guys with this showcase,
lined out
the word
towards
gets
left
out.
field. That'll be down for a base hit as Smith's going to round first base, having trouble with it in left field now. Fielder, he'll get it in, but Cooper Smith in at second base. Score that as single and an error.
So part of the commitment from the Braves is Derek Schiller, the president and CEO of the Braves organization, actually came out on a Sunday to talk to these kids this morning. And as I told him, we work with both the NFL and with the Braves on exhibition games. And I get more phone calls about this game than I do about the football game. There's parents calling in December, January, wanting to know when that application comes out. There's a lot of interest in Indian country about this game.
Riker Robinette, Kiowa, Colorado.
Popped up, foul territory, and we're going to watch it go into the good seats, the really good seats. All the seats here are good. Those are the really good ones. It'll be 0-1.
So with this, I know a lot of these young men, we were talking with the families yesterday, they do fundraising to help them to do this right here. Talk a little bit about what the challenges is for some of these young players.
Right. So one of the reasons we started this was because these kids have talent. They're athletic. There's a lot of athleticism in Indian country, but it is a challenge getting to all of these different showcases, getting to these different camps for them to get looks, to play in travel ball. There's limitations in resources, and quite frankly, they're just out in the country a lot of times. So we do the best we can to get them here. When they're here, everything's paid for, but they have to find their way here. And so some of that includes fundraising, but we also provide travel scholarships if it just comes right down to it. We don't want a kid to miss this opportunity because they can't afford to get here.
Keesis was able to pick up a strikeout. And Mike, a lot of these players, they were able to explore the grounds here in Atlanta. Call them the grounds because you got to include the battery. Runner is going, throw down is going to be in time, but an offside throw is going to be able to let the runner, whoa, hey now. Keesis wasn't paying attention, got hit with the ball. Everybody's okay, though, as we keep on rolling. And again, Mike, they got a chance to explore Truist. They got a chance to explore Battery, and a lot of them, some of them being the first time in Atlanta.
So fundamentally, this is about a new experience for these kids, to let them see what can be done, to show them that there's more out there than what they're seeing at home. And that includes not just being at a professional stadium, playing on a professional field, but actually going out and seeing the world a little bit. So they get to go explore Battery Park and have a little bit of fun. We went and watched a local RBI baseball game that was run by the Braves on Friday night. We also work on mentorship and camaraderie. We want them to know that there's other people out there like them that they can reach out to. And so part of that is building that team infrastructure, even in just the short period of 3 days that we have them.
First pitch of the sequence was a ball. Second one from Keesis is a strike. What's a place that you think the kids enjoyed most of, food-wise? I mean, we got someone who loves Taco Bell out there in the mound. But what is some of what are the food highlights?
Well, I will tell you that the Braves feed us like we're season ticket holders and box seat owners, and so they're not used to eating like that. Their favorite food here has been what the Braves have given them at lunch at the Chop House, and then we ate in the Delta Club yesterday at lunch, and they just love it. They're all talking about it.
It was a fantastic spread yesterday. Bill and I got a chance to dine in on that as this one's lined up the middle. Base hit as that one is down and around the corner. Racing home is the runner. That's Smith, and in at second base safely with an RBI single. Clawing back into this lead is Madden Sawyer.
Sawyer with the Choctaw Nation. So, Mike, we talked about this. Like, what challenges have they had to deal with? I mean, I know you guys got to give a curfew to them and all that kind of stuff.
So we're different, as I mentioned before, than some of these other showcases where your parents bring you and your parents have to deal with the hotel and all that. We provide this. The Braves provide it. And in our football game, we provide it. And it essentially, what I tell the kids when they get here is, I own you. You are mine until I release you after the game. Because these parents put a lot of trust in us to take care of these guys, and many of them have never been to a big city like Atlanta. And the last thing I want to do is lose a kid. So we do have a curfew, a bed check for them at 10, and they do have to be up for breakfast early. And we know they have long days out here in the Atlanta heat, and a lot of these kids aren't used to that.
Yeah, a lot of these guys coming from the Dakotas, and now we're, last indication that I had was it was 90 degrees with a 98 heat index. Most of them are not used to seeing those kind of temperatures.
We had one of our players who came from Canada actually have some health issues. He's better now. I think he's better hydrated, but he's just not used to this Atlanta humidity and heat. Spent all his life in Upper Canada, and it's a very different world down there.
Oh yeah.
It's not the heat that kills you; it's the humidity. We heard it 1,000 times.
Well, instead of Rajon Kenton, he's from White River, Arizona. He's probably used to the dry heat instead of, he's with the White Mountain Apache tribe.
Well, I tell you, I've asked every turkey I've cooked if they care if it's dry heat or humid heat. They don't care; they still cook.
So now towards right field. This one's got some promise to it, but a really good job. Right fielder in on his horse, makes the grab, and the side is retired. So one does come across to score here on a couple of base hits for the Navy squad, but it's going to be still an 8-3 lead as we go into the top of the fourth inning. Throw it back here inside the press box here at Truist Park. Eric Evanson, Bill Connolly, and Mike Stopp here with you. Enjoying some really good baseball to this point. I know it was a little closer early. We still got a lot of game left to play. And Mike, these guys, you've talked a lot about their experience and what you guys hope that they have. What's one thing that, if you were to ask every single player, what's one thing you hope that they experience after this weekend in Atlanta?
One, that they understand there's more out there, that they can be here, they belong here. It's one of the things that we coach both at our football game and at the baseball game. You can do this. You belong here. Don't be afraid of that. And so when we talk to them about recruiting, we talk to them about mental wellness, we talk about playing the game, it always goes back to that. You can do this. You belong here. And so we try to teach them those things, not just give them the experience, but then talk them through it, like how to get coaches to look at you. we've had multiple talks by recruiters on how to get recruited, and these kids, they had no idea some of the things they were saying that many of us who work in the industry take it for granted. And they're like, no one's ever told me that before. As easily as picking out your top 5 schools and reaching out to them directly. They expect them to come and be found.
Right.
That's what they think. Now, for those of you at home, that is not true. You got to be proactive.
Yeah, and I know I heard Terry Pendleton tell a couple of your guys yesterday, you are your biggest advocate. And that's a big touching point for them going forward. So that's a good thing. And so, hey, want to really appreciate you coming by here. Thanks for all you do for these young men. I know the parents thank you as well, as we are continuing to help these guys on their growth into adulthood.
Yeah. Well, we definitely appreciate you guys, and we appreciate the Braves. We couldn't do this without the support we get from the Braves. So thank you very
Mike.
much.
Mike, stop. Getting ready to roll here into the top of the 4th inning, an 8-3 ball game. And like you said, Bill, it just keeps on getting hotter here. Competition keeps on getting hotter too. As leading it off, it's going to be Arthur McAdden for us. While we get an eye on the starting pitcher, or rather the new pitcher for the Navy squad. Why don't you tell us a little bit about McAdden?
All right, McAdden, he's out of the Navajo tribe. His Chinle out of Arizona. McAdden Arthur.
Right, excuse me, McAdden Arthur. That's
Yeah,
Arthur
pitches,
McAdden on mine.
Yeah, he pitches and plays shortstop.
First pitch is upstairs from number 45 for the Navy squad. That's Caden Thomas still out there getting a second look. He relieved Nicky Navarro in the top half of the 3rd inning. So first pitch was a ball. This one is going to be a strike that paints the lower edge. Lost his cap there as he climbs back on top of the hill.
You talked about Thomas. He's out of Hagersville, Canada, with the Choctaw Nation here. Still on the mound working his 2nd inning.
Even count. Big swing and a miss as Arthur now behind in the count. A ball and 2 strikes. Thomas was able to zip it up there really well in his opening inning. Let's see if that velocity carries over into his 2nd inning of work. I believe he just had to record the final out. Did face a couple batters though. 1-2 pitch on the way. This one popped up high behind the plate, and it's going to fall behind the plate. 1-2 pitch. We'll be awaiting as Arthur stands back into the right-handed batter's box.
On a warm day here from Truist Park, man.
And that one came inside, nearly clipped him, standing out of the way. That one was McAdden Arthur.
Yeah, that looked like it nearly hit him there.
Want to give a quick shout out to our crew working. Robert Williamson over on keys for our producer. On camera up here in the booth with us is Michael Penn, and our director, Chad Feltman, is in our ears bragging about all the cookies and cheeseburgers he's eating while we're sitting here talking. Is that what Mrs.
I wouldn't
outside?
say director. He's more like a dictator.
He is.
It's more, it's more dictator, I would say.
Do this, do that.
Yeah.
Here now. 3-2 pitch on the way.
We're having too much fun.
Thomas, I know. We have too much more fun. He's gonna have to do something, as that one is gonna be a leadoff walk. So runner on for Thomas to contend with. It'll be number 9, Anselm Wassinger, for the Red Squad.
Out of Fairfax, Virginia, he's affiliated with the Delaware and Cherokee tribes. Plays 2nd and short for the red team.
Thomas checking the runner. Runner is going. Big swing and a miss. Throw down to second base by Moonmanzi is going to be not in time, as Kenton had to scurry to that ball to prevent it from escaping into center field.
Yeah, he literally, when he took off, he was probably halfway to second base by the time the pitch arrived. Really nothing Moonmanzi can do with that one.
Thomas, a long look in, right arm dangling by his side with a runner at second base. Kicks and fires to Wassinger. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. Lost his hat again. Might need a smaller cap there.
Wassinger, he played baseball since he was 5 years old, and one of his quotes It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it.
That's true.
I remember that from A League of Their Own. Tom Hanks made that quote.
Thomas long looked to second before firing an 0-2. Just missed.
He's having a trouble with us, Thomas, of keeping that hat on his head here.
Yeah, he has.
He was the Heart and Hustle Award winner in 2016 as Thomas, MVP in 2022 as a freshman. With his
Impressive
high school team.
player. Watching the runner a little bit more closely now. Everybody watching him. 1-2 as it misses outside. So looking behind your shoulder, seeing that runner back there. Bill, you played in college. Were you a pitcher in college?
Yeah, I was a
pitcher in
left-handed
college.
relief
What was
pitcher.
it like seeing that runner at second base? What kind of anxiety does that maybe creep onto your shoulder?
You're going to bring it back, making me think about it right now. But the anxiety of it, because usually when they dance like that, sometimes if you pay too much attention to it, is that one swung on and missed. And you got to focus on the mitt.
Focused on that one, did Thomas, as he was able to rein it in and grab another strikeout. Here's another look. Beautiful.
Yeah, usually they were in a trot off of a home run that I gave up, so usually it wasn't too much of that. But that'll bring up Ian Velasquez.
Velasquez, a left-handed batter against Thomas here. Leadoff walk, standing at second after the stolen base. Now the runner's going. Mumanzi picks, fires, goes to third. Did he get him? Yeah, he
Yes,
did.
sir.
Excellent throw down to third base. Nabs the runner on the right hand, and there's two away, and the base is clear.
Great play by Mumanzi. He comes out there quick like a cat. You see on the replay there, textbook throw right in there. Good tag by Talbert, and Velasquez now out of Giddings, Texas, the Chiricahua tribe affiliation.
0-1 offering from Thomas. Called a strike on the outer edge. 0-2 now as Thomas climbs back up the rubber. Thomas, strike away from getting out of this one. Been very impressive in this showcase. Entered in relief, was able to pitch around some danger. And looking to get out of this inning clean. That one. Duck.
He had a duck.
Heads up. So when we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, it'll be halfway home in this 7-inning contest. A ball and 2 strikes. 8-3 score. The Navy squad looking to add on, but they got 2 strikes and 2 outs on them, and that one just missed upstairs. 2-2 as Thomas on the first base side of the rubber stands in. Defense fanned out behind him in this hot Atlanta heat. 2-2 offering. Off the hand, sent foul. Heads up. Everybody is standing very casually over there in that third base dugout. You seemingly forget that the ball has eyes sometimes. It'll come get you.
Well, it scattered everybody over there.
Yeah, it did.
Little wake-up call for them over there.
Seeing some good dance moves on that third base side. Trying to evade that projectile. 2-2 offering once again in the dirt now. 3-2. Manzi looking for that pearl. He'll fire it back to the mound as we get set for a full count offering.
It was good to have all Mike stop up here. Yeah, he does so much behind the scenes with it. Seeing him, all these kids are so appreciative of all the hard work that he puts in here. So it's good to have him up here.
3-2 pitch. Again, we'll go.
Appreciate everybody joining us here on it as we're highlighting all of these young men here in the Native American All-Star Showcase. I know they all wanted to tell us to give shout-outs to Mom and Grandma especially.
A long at-bat here. Velasquez working a very productive at-bat in the left-handed batter's box. 3-2 on the way from Thomas. Upstairs, and he works a really gutsy 2-out walk. That'll send up James Weston Randolph, I believe, for his second plate appearance. Reached on an infield single his first time out.
From Noble, Oklahoma. The Citizen Potawatomi Nation is his affiliation here.
Throw back to first base, and diving in back safely is Velasquez. As Thomas will tow back the rubber. All these players aspiring to become future major leaguers. Active MLB pitchers with Native American heritage: John Gray, Anthony Siegler, and Ryan Helsley as another pickoff maneuver. And listen, there's no pickoff rule in high school baseball, so you really got to be on your toes there. No chance to advance after the second disengagement. Runner is going, and I believe Randolph might have caught the mask of Mumanzi.
Yeah, it looked like a foul tip.
Yeah,
so
that's what it was.
You see this the unwritten rules of baseball right here. The umpire's walking that out, not because of anything more than he is just giving the catcher just an extra couple of potatoes, a couple seconds there to kind of gather himself as that foul tip hitting there. That's some of the gentleman part of this great sport.
So runner at first base, that's Velasquez. And again, a throw over as Thomas, after that last time that the runner got a huge jump on him, is making sure that doesn't happen again. Oh, 1, big swing and a miss. And once again, the Navy squad a pitch away from getting out of this inning. No runs have come to roost in the fourth, but there is a runner on. And the Navy squad looking to get back into the dugout so they can swing a hot stick. They need 5 runs to tie up this ball game. 0-2 pitch on the way. Runners going. Got him looking. Strike 3. And a great job by Thomas to escape this inning. Allows a couple of base runners, but pitches around him. No runs on no hits. No errors and 1 left on as we throw it back to the booth cam. What's going on, everybody? Eric Edmondson, Bill Connolly here with you at the Native American All-Star Showcase. Bill, I got to say, I'm happy we're in the booth because it's hot out there.
Yeah.
Competition's heating up too. But, Bill, tell yourself a little bit, tell everybody out there a little bit about yourself.
Well, I figured we would stand up right now.
Yeah.
Because, we're playing a 7-inning game. We'll call this the 4th inning stretch.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so
I like that.
Write that down. That's a new thing. I just made
Chad,
that up right now.
instead of eating, you got to write down 4th inning stretch. Okay.
Yeah,
we got the producer on board. Giving us a good shot there.
Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us here. I know you're cheering on these young men, and we do too. We had so much fun yesterday talking with these guys, and a lot of them, would look at both of us and go, "Hey, did you ever play?" And so we both talked about being able to play and what we do and broadcasting. A couple of them were even asking us how they could get into broadcasting and that kind of thing. So they enjoyed it. So it was a lot of fun talking with them. And I got to tell a couple of them that you and I got to work together in doing minor league baseball and wood bat leagues. And so that was a lot of fun to do this. So it's so much fun for you and me to get back together here with this now at Atlanta Braves. Who'd have thought? There
you go.
From Luther Williams Field with the Making Bacon, and now here we are with the Atlanta Braves doing this, the Native American All-Star Showcase. And so I know you work in the college level now. What are you doing now with?
Yeah, so I'm the assistant director of athletics at assistant director of athletic communications at Piedmont University, where we handle all the stories, making sure our athletes are elevated to the next level. And unlike you, Bill, I did not play. I played a little bit in high school, just a little bit. Mostly played golf in my high school years. But overall, I've been around the game, been around sports my entire life, and I really got a chance to cut my teeth at Gordon State University. I'll never be any more thankful to them. And I want to give a quick shout out to Coach Allie Hatterman of the Gordon State Highlander softball squad. Having her help me along my broadcasting career has meant miles and eons, and it's been so great. Sorry I took up your screen time there, Bill, but hey, we talked about you being a left-handed pitcher a little bit.
Yeah, well, I don't, I got a face for radio, so this is what they're here to see. These kids. They're not here to see you and me.
Oh, so, don't lose any confidence, Bill.
Well, we're back at it here in the bottom of the 4th.
It'll be Salvador Pedroza leading off for the Navy squad. We saw him make that impressive over-the-shoulder catch in foul territory to grab the first out of the third inning. And he'll face off against a new pitcher here, Dwayne Azee, out of Nazlini, Arizona, part of the Navajo tribe. Azee turns, kicks, and fires after a first pitch ball and coaxes a roller foul. Hey, good grab off of one hop off the net down there in the third base dugout. Even count now.
Salvador Pedroza plays some short pitches out of Santa Rosa, California, with the Round Valley Indian Tribes as his affiliation.
That one down low, kissed chalk on its way by. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Such a cool environment for these guys. I say not a cool in temperature-wise because it's 90 degrees out here. Heat index is approaching 100 right now as we're already in the bottom of the 4th inning with this. But Santa Rosa, California, he's probably used to a little bit of heat with that, so this doesn't affect him as much. Where I think it affects some of these other guys out of the Dakotas.
On the ground, shortstop, good clean, pick, fire. It's beautiful for out number 1. Fantastic play out there by number 28 for the Red squad. Michael Moonmanzi is up next.
Talk about Michael. He did a good job catching it throat.
They called the base runner safe, however.
Well, I think the first baseman dropped it.
The first baseman
he
dropped the ball.
So that was
Ronald
E3.
Ronald Jones fired over there, but unfortunately just unable to hang on to it. So Azee, some runners, and Barnowski already firing down to second base. Throw was good, but Jones unable to hang with it, and a stolen base on top of an error puts a runner in scoring position here for the Navy. Exactly what the doctor ordered to look to get back into this ball game. And this pitch was a ball. Sorry about that, Bill.
Yeah, no, Salvador Pedroza credited with the stolen base is Michael Moonmanzi. We saw him have a good throw down the third base from the catcher position here. Got to throw out one of the red team.
Good hitters count here for Moonmanzi. 2-0, big swing and a miss at the high cut fastball. 2-1 now. Runner at second base. That's Pedroza. A 2-ball, 1 strike count as Azee toes back the rubber, right-hander. Checks the runner. Runner is going. Throw down by Barnowski. Had a little trouble with it, getting it out of the dirt. And the runner's going to be safe. So a pair of stolen bases here for Pedroza after reaching on the error. And Navy just 90 feet away from cutting this lead in half. You get
Bryce
a replay
Barnowski
here.
trying to throw him out at third. He did it from his knees, throwing from his knees, a la Benito Santiago from back in the 80s, if you remember that name, from the San Diego Padres. He's kind of the one who started that as a walk down the third base for Moonmanzi.
Hey, you can't hit a 5-run home run. What you can do is chip away and put runners on base, and that's exactly what the Navy squad is doing as they send up Kevin Sam Jr. out of Page, Arizona. Dwayne Azee now with runners on the corners. Nobody out, runners going, and Barnowski's not even going to try it. Trying that perhaps throw down to second play. You throw down to second, runner comes home.
So now for the Navy team, ducks on the pond here too in scoring position for Kevin Sam Jr.
1-0 is fouled off. Got Sam Jr. out in front of that one, did Azee.
Sam Jr. affiliated with the Navajo tribe. Since he's from Page, Arizona, this may be a little cool for him, these temperatures. He's used to the Arizona heat.
2 balls and 1 strike. AZ climbs back onto the mountain. 2 in scoring position here for the Navy. Looking to climb back into this one. Sam Jr. swings and puts a drive into center field. An excellent leaping grab by Jones. Snags it out of the air. Tries to flip it to his second baseman at a plate. And he's all safe. So a sacrifice fly for Sam Jr. on that one. Runner back safely at second. But the deficit now chopped in half, 8-4. An impressive play by Jones. Thought that had Seeking for green eyes off the bat. And number 37 for the Navy squad coming home to score. That's Pedroza out there. Or rather, I should say in there, as he's in the dugout now. Runner staying put at second base as a strike fired by AZ across the outer part of the plate.
That's Eric Kieses up now for the Navy squad. That was almost a 6-4 double play right there, but just red team unable to execute. There, got the 1 out. Kieses out of Fremont, California, out of the Prairie Band of the Potawatomi tribe.
Runner at second is going. Throw down. There will be none as Kieses swung over on top of that one. Barnowski not a chance to dig it out of the dirt. So there will be a runner 90 feet away for the Navy squad, but a 1-2 count here on Kieses. We saw Kieses on the mound a couple innings ago. Pitch from AZ. Upstairs, 2-2. You hear a lot of sound down there. That's because everyone's hiding under the second deck awning, overlook. Everyone's here. They're just hiding in the shade. 2-2. Big swing and a miss. He got him. So Kieses down on strike. AZ picks up the second out of the inning via the way of the K. And that'll bring up number 45 for the Navy squad. That's Caden Thomas, who we also saw on the bump. Another look at that strikeout. Beautiful bender by AZ. Caden Thomas was able to put on a show on the bump, and we have some sort of injury on the third base side with our runner, so we'll have to stop play here momentarily.
Want to apologize to the Potawatomi tribe here. My mispronunciation of it, the Potawatomi tribe, how I mispronounced that. And so looking forward to the next half inning. We'll have Derek Fine with us. He's the athletics director of the Native American Athletic Foundation. So looking forward to having Derek on here with us as we are attending to one of our players. Looks like we have a courtesy runner. That was Eric Kieses. Now he just, is that right?
We're still trying to figure out that number. I believe it might have been number 34, but if it is a courtesy, we have now Eric Kieses is the courtesy runner at third base. Michael Mumanzi is now leaving the ball game, and like we said, we're not saying this heat to be funny. We're saying this because it's real. It's a real environment to play in. It is very hot out there today, and obviously it takes some toll on these athletes, on these competitors. And we saw him, go down his knee. He got some water. He's going to get hydrated. He's going to get all good. He's going to go sit in the air-conditioned dugout more accurately. That's right, folks. The dugout here at Truist Park is air-conditioned.
Well, and he's been catching too.
And he's
so that's
catching
another
too.
thing.
This one bounds away from Barnowski, and it's going to be called a hit by pitch. So Kieses is going to turn back and head to third base, and it'll be a base on balls the painful way for Caden Thomas. And here we have number 50, Cody Tubles. And we talked about in the open how we have a Congressional Medal of Honor winner. That's Cody Tubles. He has done so much community outreach with his own nonprofit called Backpacks and Baseball. Do you want to talk about that, Bill? Throw back to first base, and the runner in safely. So, Bill, you want to talk a little bit more about Cody and what he has done with the backpacks and baseball?
Well, so in addition to the backpacks and baseballs, he was able to raise almost $4,000 for that, and he was recognized for it. Didn't do it for the recognition, did it because there's so many in his tribe that he said, don't have the abilities and the money to be able to play, and so he and have and backpacks to go to school, and so he took it upon himself as one of those things he wanted to do for the Oglala Sioux tribe in Rapid City, South Dakota, and so that's where he hails from. And
bounced up there, so now 2 balls and no strikes.
Just an interesting kid, Cody Two Bulls. We talked to him yesterday, and he was just so cool to talk to, and the nonprofit he started working in is in his 5th year. Like I said, raised over $4,000 for 300 kids in need. And him and his dad went and rebuilt the baseball, helped rebuild the baseball field.
Right field, on a line, and caught. So that'll be the second out, or rather the third out of the inning, and send us to the top half of the 5th. 2 runners left on for the Navy squad, but one does come across to score as they look to rally back in this game. They'll need a clean inning in the top half of the 5th as we get ready to introduce our next guest, Derek Fine.
Derek Fine, the athletic director of the Native American Athletic Foundation. And Derek, it is so cool to have you up here with us in the booth. We're here to highlight these kids, and so I know it's been a labor of love for you guys. I know it's not work for you. It's a labor of love. You enjoy every minute with it. Talk a little bit about what your role is with them.
Yeah, well, I'm on the executive board. So part of my background, I'm a former NFL player. And so they kind of fit me into the athletics portion so I can kind of help manage some of the coaches and the players. And when I say manage, I'm really talking about just relationships and kind of managing those and maintaining, kind of doing the piece where I can move around and talk to people.
Now, are you involved with what you guys are doing with the Vikings before, since your background was football?
Yes, sir.
So you were heavily involved in that piece, but now it looks like you're dipping your toe into helping expand the baseball process as well. So it's good to see you guys continuing to build this whole process for all these young men.
It's been great. The football side, that's really kind of my baby. Right. I'm selecting players, I'm selecting coaches. Plus, obviously, football, that's my game. That's right. My bag, Well, it's been great, though, to be able to come over here and be on both sides, just being able to interact with the kids, try to sort of be a representation of what's actually possible. Right? As Native Americans, as groups, just help them try to strive towards those goals, set big, audacious goals, and say, hey, this is something that's possible. Just keep working.
Dream big.
Dream big. Why not? If you ain't going to, why do it at all?
Right. Yeah. If you're the only shots you miss are the ones you don't try.
Take.
That's right. So with that, Derek, man, I know it's a lot of work for you. For you, when does this process begin to make this weekend happen? When does that process start for you guys?
Well, I think for us, it probably actually starts about 3 months earlier, prior to us getting here. Getting players, having selections, having deadlines, trying to get the guys and be able to do our different selections and have them out here. And that's generally kind of about the most time that we can get, and we get after it.
Amir Woody now looks like he is going to be taking the hill.
Yep, Amir Woody out of Twin Lakes, New Mexico, on the Navajo tribe. I was talking with his parents yesterday. They are psyched for this. He's a big leader around his community, big leader on the field as well. And his parents wanted to highlight that in Twin Lakes, New Mexico, on the reservation, this doesn't necessarily happen a lot. You don't get this type of publicity and this shine. So hopefully everyone back home is watching in the Navajo Nation in Twin Lakes, New Mexico. And we're going to, as we enter the top half of the 5th inning, we're going to throw it back to Bill Connolly for play-by-play. Bill,
all right,
check back in for us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Dwayne Azee for the red team here in the top of the 5th. Woody kicks and fires the first pitch, a slider. 1-0 the count here. Woody kicks and fires the 1-0 delivery inside, 2-0. And Derek, hop in with us here as you know some of these kids. Azee with part of the Navajo tribes.
Diné.
Dene, excuse me. I apologize. That's why you here. You make sure we get it right. AZ playing some first base and also pitching. The 2-1 delivery from Woody. He kicks and fires and delivers. Swung on and over to the shortstop. Up with it. 6-3 on the putout. There's quickly 1 out in the inning.
Fantastic play by Jones there.
That'll bring up Camden Martin. Martin, affiliated out of Atmore, Alabama, the Porch Creek Indians. First pitch to him is low and away. 1-0 the count.
So, Derek, you mentioned you're a former pro football, NFL pro football player.
Yes, sir.
Now, how did you find your way into being the athletic director here with this organization?
Well, that's a really great question. So Mike Stopp and I go way back. We actually originally met and became friends in a organization. I believe it was 2016 or 18. Native America, or as Leadership Native Oklahoma.
Foul backing out of play here. 2-1 the count now from Woody.
And anyway, so we originally met, and back whenever we had our very first game in Minnesota, I had seen it was coming up, and I just sent a message on Facebook to volunteer, and I'll be darned if I didn't show up, and Mike Stopp was there helping run the show.
And he put you to work quickly.
He put me to work quickly. Well, from there, our friendship just grew. I love being around sports. I've been around sports my entire life, just being with the kids and trying to help motivate them. And, one thing led to another, and that's how I got fit into the athletic director part.
Woody now with the 2-2 delivery, kicks and fires. Just missed. Full count now, 3-2.
So we know that there's the Native American football game. We know that there is the obviously the Native American All-Star Showcase game here at Truist Park.
Swung on and fisted foul and out of play, but we were talking with Mike, and he talked about basketball as one of the things you guys are looking for as well to expand.
Yep. Well, we'd like to do a lot of things. Basketball is one. We'd really like to start putting in some women's sports, women's volleyball, softball. We're doing flag football with women a little bit. But if we could grow into some of those different areas, getting more women's sports in here, I think that's one of our top goals. We've also even talked about lacrosse. Here's the really cool thing. The great thing and the great position that we're in, we're becoming established, but at the same time, we're just getting started. We're just scratching the surface, spreading the word about our organization and foundation into other communities. And so the faster we can do that, probably the faster that we can grow. So it's really, really exciting for me to think about the difference that we can make moving forward.
Bryce Barnowski now at the plate here. Bryce both catches and plays third from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we have this a lot of weather here today. This hot weather. Is there any chance that we could maybe move this game into a little bit of colder atmosphere to where a lot of these players are going to be a lot more comfortable, perhaps, as a lot of them are going to be. A lot of them are from the West Coast.
Right. Yeah, we've got a lot of guys from West Coast and from up north. I know our North Dakota guys they're sweating pretty hard.
Oh yeah, they'd love to have it here. they want to even the playing field, play in cooler weather.
My dad always said it builds character. That'll be my answer.
Well, in baseball, I mean, it is the boys of summer. That's what we talk about with that. So, throw down from the catcher to got the runner. It was Cooper out. So one out in the inning now as Barkowski now finds himself with the bases empty. 3-1 count now from Amir Woody. Over but low, and Barkowski coaxes a walk out of that. So the runner's back at first, and that'll bring up, looks like number 18, Connor Ellis. Ellis out of Brunswick, Georgia. the Potawatomi tribe here. I finally got that right.
Yeah,
I think
you got it. You got it.
You got to forgive the product, the Georgia boy here, and it looks like the pinch runner is now going to come in for Barnowski. Can't see the numbers from here. It looks like number 26.
It's Arthur
McCaden.
McCaden Arthur.
McCaden Arthur, yeah, is going to pinch run.
Pinch runner at first base, number 46. McCaden
Amir Woody still on the mound here. Dueling to Connor Ellis. First pitch
So, Derek,
upstairs.
when
1-0.
we talked to Mike, he mentioned that there's a lot of social media stuff. This grows through social media. So that's obviously something you can see through numbers. What's some of the intangible growth that you have seen with this organization as going into the 5th year of this showcase?
Yeah, well, I think that each year you can actually see the attendance of people coming in. We continue to grow within the attendance, and so the attendance itself is just showing that we're able to spread the word, and there's more communities that are starting to see it, come out, be able to support us and support these kids. Especially in our football game, whenever we were in Minnesota, we had the largest crowd by far that we've had since we started the game, and at least since I've been a part of it. To see everybody coming out is just beautiful, and it's amazing.
How many football players do you have on that roster?
Sure. So it'll kind of depend. The football game, it makes it challenging. We'll have around 60 to 70. 70 is really the preference. If we can have backups and have 2 deep across the board, that's really the goal. But it gets hard. Some kids, this last year, we had a lot of kids drop out because they made the state championship. You can't hardly argue with that and fault a kid for going and playing a state championship versus our all-star game or our all-American game, as I like to call it. So it makes it challenging, but that's generally where we're at. And I think that we're just inching closer and closer to getting more offers. I think that this year we've had maybe 20 kids that end up getting an offer between D1 going all the way down to, say, NAIA, helping them find opportunities and coaching them on how to go about their business and doing that and getting those opportunities. So we're just scratching the surface with those 70 kids. And I'm looking forward to really trying to get more and more involved and seeing where we go from both the talent and an offer level all together.
Connor Ellis now works a walk, and now that'll bring up Grant Fitzgerald in here. And you talk about what are the other hotbed areas that you're looking at in terms of trying to continue to grow this?
Sure. Well, this is the beautiful thing about our organization. What else could you do to be able to bring this many different kinds of people from different tribes all over the country all into one place? There's nothing but sports that can do that. In terms of a hotbed, we really don't have a hotbed. We want as many communities out of I believe we've got 580 different tribes within the United States. We have a lot of kids from California. We obviously have a lot of kids from Oklahoma, with many of us on the executive board being from Oklahoma. So we don't have any one place really that's the hotbed, but I'd say maybe the majority would be Oklahoma, a little bit in Texas, and then California. But we want everybody. We want everybody to be able to take a look and come and get a shot.
You see that last one get away, and then another run scored for the red team. 9-4 here if you're scoring with us at home. Runner all the way down the third base in Ellis, as Fitzgerald is now still at the plate, takes that one outside. 3-0 the count now. And with this, every organization continues to grow, and I know you want to grow as quickly as you possibly can, but yourself as an athletic director, it takes got to have little wins every day. But what is on the horizon? Say the next 3 months. What is a goal that you guys are looking to accomplish here, building towards next year?
Yes, great question. Thank you for asking that. One of the big areas that we're really wanting to grow in is being able to do regional camps. We want to try to find a way to be able to start doing regional camps in different parts of the country. And it's not just for the players. Part of it is giving them some of their measurables, giving them a skills camp. But really what we're looking to do is try to put these camps on and bring coaches in, start coaching the coaches and the players. And I think the only way that we can really do that are through regional camps. And the goal there is really to coach the coach. Once we can coach the coach, give them the skills, give them some of the knowledge into what it means technically, right? With your form, that's what sports is. It's all about your technique, and whoever has the best technique is going to win. So if we can start bringing some, former pro players, former pro coaches, college, all of that, and have them at these regional camps, that's the goal, because now we can create something that's sustainable for all time across that community, wherever that is. They can take that back to their community, be able to continue to raise the level of athletics in Indian country. It's awesome.
And absolutely, if you're building those coaches and you're helping train those coaches, then you're helping them to invigorate the tribes and get more and more, and get the parents involved, get the community coaches involved, and continue to grow that. As number 12 now, Luke Bennett is up to plate, swings and misses at the first one. Again, they're 2 out in the inning as the red team is pushed across another run here. And with the pitching, as Amir Woody had a visit from the mound, probably Eric was one of those, hey, just stick with what you're doing, man. I mean, you've had a couple defensive things, with runners coming around, only 1 run is scored. Just, hey, get back here and throw strikes. And look at that, Woody's doing that. So 1 run on a couple of hits here, no errors, and 2 left on base. And Derek, I tell you what, it is such a thrill to have you up here, and thank you for coming up, talking about what you guys are doing here. And hopefully next year we'll see this grow even more. So best of luck in the next year as you continue to grow what you're doing here with all these kids.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me, being able to have a chance to speak. Also, thank you to Indigenous PAC for being one of our lead sponsors and really supporting us. It's my pleasure, and I'm just entirely grateful to be able to be a part of this and to be able to be a part of something that's bigger than me and helping Indian country be able to level up across athletics, leadership, all of it. And we do it together, so I'm just incredibly grateful for that, and grateful to you guys, and grateful for Indigenous PAC for helping us out all together.
Fans, that's Derek Fine, the athletic director of the Native American Athletic Foundation, and so appreciate you coming by and being part of this and being on air with us today.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Anytime.
Well, Eric, I tell you what, we're already here, bottom of the 5th inning. I feel like we should play more.
We're rolling right along, and I think we have word that we might go 8 today. I don't know. I don't want to get people's hopes up too much, but we were told 7 initially. But if we have more talent that we want to showcase, there might be 8.
So where we are here in the bottom of the 5th, Red is ahead 9-4. The red team scored 2 in the first, 3 in the 6th, 1 there in the 5th on 6 hits for the Navy team, looking to claw their way back into this game. 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and now leading off for the Navy team here, Kakoi Payanal. He is the first due up, as the grounds crew is still spraying some more water out there. I think we're about ready to go here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Connor Ellis going to be the new pitcher here for the Red squad. Started at first base earlier, but now in at pitcher.
Ellis thought he was ready, but I think now we're about ready to go. We had to get the coaches back into their spots. Ellis kicks and fires the first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 on a hot and humid day here from Truist Park. 91 degrees. Feels like they say 98. Feels more than that, but fly ball out the left field. Good job going back over his left shoulder, and a noisy first out by Payanal.
Great
and that'll
catch.
bring up, great catch. That'll bring up Ronald Jones the third. Yeah, they say in the stands it feels like 98, Eric. I guarantee you it feels, the heat index is probably off the chart on that field.
Oh yeah, and we see these players play in this, on TV, but I don't think they got a good poker face because they play in this exact conditions, and it is a little rough.
That pitch is over but low. 2-0 the count now to Ronald Jones. Ellis peers in, has the sign, kicks and fires. Outside with that one. 3-0 to count now to the local product, Ronald Jones III out of Lithonia, Georgia. He's affiliated with the Cherokee tribe. The 3-0 delivery checked his swing, but it was in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. Ellis working quickly. The 3-1 delivery must have been inside, and Jones now goes down to first base with a walk. That'll bring up Amir Woody, who was on the mound in the last inning. He'll now bat, and it looks like a pinch runner for Jones, number 37, Salvador Pedroza, getting a chance to run onto the bases. Amir Woody catches and pitches out of Twin Lakes, New Mexico, part of the Navajo tribe there, Eric.
Couple of stolen bases for Pedroza last time he was on the base path, so obvious thinking there in the first base dugout to maybe swipe some more runs across.
Woody takes the first pitch outside, 1-0 to count. Ellis peers in for the Sun, the 1-0 delivery, swung on and missed. Throw down the first, gets into right field. Down to second goes Pedroza with the heads-up base running. Now a runner in scoring position for the Navy team, down 5 here in the 5th, so every run they can push across will get them closer back into this game. Ellis now with the 1-1. He's looking in, working from the stretch. Delivers. Inside, 2-1 the count. Inside again. Actually, he's going to call that one a strike, the umpire does. 2-2, hard to see it from our vantage point here way up in the booth. The 2-2 delivery now from Ellis. High and inside. Full count now, 3-2. To Amir Woody. Foul backing out of play. We'll do it again. 3-2. 1 out here in the inning in the bottom of the 5th.
Davis, one of his quotes he likes to live by is by Nolan Ryan. It helps if the hitter thinks you're a little crazy.
Well, and when you throw like that, you can. So Woody goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Creighton Sapp, who started at first. He pitched, then went to first out of Salina, Oklahoma, affiliated with the Cherokee tribe. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 the count.
So I haven't seen too much running from Pedroza out there at second base just yet. He didn't take a second on a stolen base, advanced on an error.
That one's going to hit him. Ellis hits. Looks like that was number 41.
That's
Creighton Sapp. And then that'll bring up.
Whatever it is, it's got some good gear. Nice bright red helmet. That's number 46, Isaac Suntakoy.
After this half inning, folks, we'll have Bianca McCall. She's a licensed mental illness and performance coach. She performs that for the Native American Athletic Foundation, so look forward to talking with her about all the work that she does as Suntakoy digs in out of Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, by the Kiowa tribe of Oklahoma. is his affiliation. Swung on and missed by Santacoy. Quickly now 0-2 the count. Is that 16 and Colin Davis, I believe, is on the mound? Is it
Yes,
16
that
or
is.
Colin Davis
Colin
is,
Davis.
yeah, we talked about. Hit over to the first baseman, up with it as Davis covers in time for the out. So no runs on, no hits, no errors, and one left on base. We played 5 complete. Your score remains 9-4 red team. And with that, the red team will come up in the 6th inning, but we're pleased to have Bianca McCall with us. She does a lot of the coaching. What I always talk about, the most dangerous part of a man is the 6 inches between his ears, and you get to help keep that all on track for all these young men and women. You probably need to do work with us after you're done with all these guys. I know you.
Hey, I'm here for the weekend,
Hey,
so
we could always use some help, especially Chad back there. I mean,
Yeah.
he can use all the mental help we can get. But hey, Bianca, your role here, what you do with all these young men.
sure. So I'm a mental wellness and performance consultant and coach, licensed therapist and counselor. And working with the Native American Athletic Foundation has been just a dream. To work with these guys, all the passion, all the grit, all the work they put in to improve their skills and to showcase it with a great organization like the Atlanta Braves. I come out and just make sure that mindset is prepared and they're ready to go and ready to shine bright on the biggest stage there is in MLB.
And we've seen a huge shift in the past decade or so. Instead of focusing so much on the physical wellness of athletes, mostly on the mental welfare of athletes. What sparred and spurred this passion for you to get into the mental wellness and health side of athletics?
Well, for me, and I'm surprised I didn't lead with it, but I'm a retired professional women's basketball player. I'm a little bit older, a little bit slower, less agile, but playing and being an elite athlete and performing at that level, I definitely learned firsthand that mental wellness is challenged in every competition, and so we are trained, we are groomed to compete, to go out there and be just enough delusional to believe that we can overcome our physical circumstances, to go out and champion and go out and win. And for me, it was a passion to come back together, reintegrate, to heal from that delusion and actually embrace the physical circumstances. And we all go through similar things as athletes. We all go through transitions. We all retire, right? Retirement always happens a day too soon. And so for me, I'm just really passionate about helping young kids. I have a particular affinity for young kids and also for kids that are, from disenfranchised, from communities and communities of color, having opportunities. So for me, it's a passion. It's a lived experience turned into a passion.
Well, you talk about that, and and with athletics, you can go from hero to zero, back to hero and to zero all in one day.
Absolutely.
And so that rocky roller coaster can take a toll on athletes, and that. So we are very appreciative of all that you do for that. Now Elijah Beck here for the red team leading off. He hits that one into center field, and so Martin goes back to catch that one pitch, one out quickly here in the top of the 6th inning. And I tell you, Bianca, it is so cool to hear all the good things that you're helping these young men with. And what is your day-to-day like with these guys?
It starts bright and early, and I think that comes from just excellent leadership at the Native American Athletic Foundation, right? They've got a tight ship running, so about 7 a.m. we'll get up, we'll get some chow, we'll talk, and we'll make sure the mindset is right going into the preparation for this game.
First pitch to Gardner is over but low, 1-0 the count. The 1-0 delivery now swung on and hit hot to third base. Up with it, 5-3 on the first base, but the throw gets away, and Gardner will scoot down to second base on a good heads-up base running here by the red team, who are already up 9-4.
So, like that play, what just happened right there, overcooked throw by Talbert, that little thing can kind of pry at the mind. So when you try to condition these athletes while they're on the field to kind of wash that last play out of there, what do you tell them to get over that?
Well, it's just that. It's flush it, right? You got to have a short-term memory in sports. On to the next play. And so that's definitely how we get through as athletes is you got to let the last second go, the last play go, and think about how you can impact the game on the next one.
Anderson takes that first pitch out right on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Nothing, it won the count. I'm looking at here, I'm trying to, on the mound now for, looks like number 38 is now coming in. That is Riker Robinette for the blue team, or Navy team, rather. The 1-1 delivery to Anderson. Upstairs, 2-1. And how fun is it for you here to be a part of this and help not only these men and women, or these men, but talking with the families and stuff like that? I know you're probably helping some of the moms and dads, coaching their young men and giving them pointers of what they can do.
What I absolutely love about this group is that there's so much to include the families, and that's so important for an athlete, to be out there isolated in your own head, especially in a sport like baseball. You're kind of alone in your own mound, in your mind, and so having the families there to support, just giving them some tools and some tricks to get these young guys to open up a little bit, it's a blast, man, and I love just the family energy as well, just all being connected. A word that we were using was woven. Woven is kind of the mantra, all being connected and working on one accord.
You saw that last play. Last play, 6-3 on the put out quickly, 2 out in the inning, and that'll bring up Ty Hemingway. And so, if you had an opportunity to play any pickup basketball with these guys at the end, they probably may underestimate you a little bit, and then you school them.
Oh right? Yeah, I love to be underestimated, and I'll tell you what, I will take anybody one-on-one. I tell them, listen, I will foul you before I let you score on me, boy.
Oh, that's awesome. So, with that, did you bring anybody with you here? Do you have a staff with you that's helping out with this? Who's helping you on the day-to-day with this?
So I didn't bring anybody with me, but I do have a staff. I have a team that's back home in Las Vegas, Nevada, that works on all the logistics and coordinating my travel and things like that. And so very happy to, I never let go of the team. I'm a team player, being a basketball player, and love my guys and gals.
2-1 the count now to Ty Hemingway. Runner at third is Maverick Gardner. And Riker Robinette working quickly already. 2-2 on the count with 2 outs in this inning, trying to hold the red team scoreless in here to give the Navy team another chance to claw their way back into this game. And Ty Hemingway is going to be caught looking here. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We played 5.5 innings. Your score remains 9-4 red team. And we're back in the booth here with Miss Bianca. And Bianca, I tell you what, it's been so cool to have you in here with us in here. Your final thoughts is you're getting to come in here and be in the booth with what we're doing here.
Love being in the booth. It is certainly cooler than it is out there in hot Atlanta. But I smell a comeback, guys. I don't know about you, but I smell a comeback.
All right, we'll see you there, Bianca McCall. And thank you for all you do for mental health and wellness with these young men. I know they're appreciative, and so are the moms and dads. But thank you for stopping by and being with us here. Bianca McCall, everybody, and thank you so much as we continue on here on the Native American All-Star Showcase. Eric, I tell you what, that was probably our quickest half inning we've had in here during this entire game.
And I know that we saw an error in that inning, but that was a very strong defensive inning for the Navy squad. They got a chance to show their skills, and they definitely put them to it. We had a fantastic play at third base, even though the throw went a little awry. We had a good play at short. Overall, we've seen some good defense from these two squads, but also we've seen some strong pitching. You'll see the score right now. That's just 1 inning that got away, both on the defensive end. Other than that, just overall, 7 or so runs scored between two teams in 6.5 innings to this, or rather 5.5 innings to this point, as we got a new pitcher on the bump for the Red Squad. That's going to be McCaden Arthur.
Yeah, he's affiliated with the Navajo tribe out of Chinle, Arizona, and so he's dirtied up the uniform. So he's been doing a lot of effort during the day. And what I think I saw something about him. It was the Defensive Player of the Year.
So we talked about how everyone's hiding from the heat, right? Everyone's hiding under that awning of the lower bowl. But we're used to seeing this place filled to the brim, and it's definitely going to be filled to the brim next week as the Braves come back home for a 7-day homestand celebrating Independence Week, featuring the Mets as well as another squad, the Cardinals, coming into town from St. Louis. It's going to be a hot one, but it's going to be a good one, Bill.
Oh.
We're going to have
So I'm hearing a rumor that they're going to have an apple pie eating contest on the 4th of July. I mean, like fireworks and apple pie, does it get any more American than that?
That it does not, Bill.
Of course, if you're here at the Braves, at the Braves Stadium, Truist Park, you're going to see some fireworks both on the field, but they're going to have a fireworks display unlike any other here for the 4th of July, the 250th celebration of America. So big weekend, big series this next 10-game homestand. Come out and come loud and proud. You'll see none other than Chad Feltman out there helping you out. Come by and say hello to him. Will Talbert now singles to left field, the lead off the inning for the Navy team as they're trying to mount a comeback. And, if you come to Truist Park this weekend, go to Chad. He'll be out in the battery. Tell him Bill sent you. That won't get you anything, but at least tell him that Bill sent you. And no, I'm just kidding. Chad will try to help you out, and as we do something, as McCaden MacArthur is still pitching here, and let me see here. Who we got pitching? My goodness, man, this is becoming a fun to try to. Sunjia Hickman now due up for the Navy team here. Nobody out yet. Swung on and hit into left field, but right at the left fielder, and that'll be one out in the inning, and that is Hawk there for the putout. Tavion Hawk playing left field with the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Michael Navarro out of Santa Rosa, California, with the Round Valley Indian Tribes. Arthur pitches that one, and a good job of tracking that one down for the second out of the inning. Navarro gave it a ride, but they're quickly 2 out in the inning, and I tell you what, the red team's defense has really stepped up.
Yeah, we saw the defense peak for the Navy squad at the last half inning, but a great job by Camden Martin to really leg out that one and cover some ground. Hey, that's what it takes to be a big leaguer in this field. Got to leg out those gaps.
Nicky Navarro now due up. Nicky Navarro out of the Round Valley Indian Tribes at Santa Rosa, California, plays short and pitches. Throw to first. Nothing doing. They're quickly 2 out in the inning here. Already in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here at Truist Park. This place is going to be rocking in this next homestand. Cardinals and Mets coming to town. Fly out to right to first base here quickly. 3 up and 3 down. We're going to the 7th inning. We're not going to have a 7th inning stretch. We're going to have a 7th inning sit down. We've already had our 4th inning stretch. Now, how about the 7th inning sit down, Eric?
Down.
So we're having a lot of fun doing this. Well, how can you not have fun when you're at Truist Park and getting to run your mouth calling the game of baseball? Does it get any better than that, Eric?
I really don't think it does. what might be better is if we had a full 38,000 sellout crowd here at Truist Park, 41,000 sellout crowd here at Truist Park, filling up these stands. Hey, we're going to get there one day with a Native American All-Star Showcase, but not today. And I did want to highlight some Native American history. We are talking about that. The first MLB player of Native American descent was Louis Sokelsiksis. He played in April 22nd of 1897. That was 2 years prior to the disastrous Cleveland Spiders incident in 1899, where they became the most losingest team in MLB history. Sokelsiksis was not part of that team. He was 2 years prior to, and he did pitch a strong outing for them.
All right, so there's some of your history lessons here with it as we're moving now to the top of the 7th inning. And so, man, how cool is this? It already feels like we've only been on the air for like 30 minutes, and we're already into the 7th inning here.
It is flying by.
And a 9-4 game, the red team is still ahead, but the Navy team, they keep clawing back in here. But I'll tell you what I've seen so far out of the red team, good defense, timely hitting, and they've been the aggressors at the plate.
Yeah, and it's that one big inning that really got away from the Navy squad that's painting the picture right now. But the Navy squad has really kept it in view for them. They have to get back to it, and I think they will. I think they got a good chance of going at it. But you got to have a clean inning right here as Cody Tubles is going to take the mound for the Navy squad. New pitcher, but we've seen Cody multiple times throughout this ball game. We saw him at catcher even a couple innings ago, and it'll be Amir Woody behind the plate for the Navy squad.
Cody Tubles, we talked about him and all that the things that he does for his tribe. So we're going to the top of the 7th like we talked about here, and leading off for the red team will be Taden Fine. And take it away, Eric, here as Cody Tubles now on the mound for the Navy team.
Thank you very much, Bill. Taden Fine getting ready to go in right field for the red squad the past couple innings, patrolling right in front of the chop house, that big brick wall. Hasn't had to play anything off the bricks just yet, but maybe we'll see that in the bottom of the 7th inning when the Navy come to swing the sticks. First pitch from Cody Tubles came inside, and I think they're going to say it clipped his elbow guard, and Fine not happy about that one. Did not. He wanted some swings, Billy.
Yeah,
Wanted some swings.
he didn't want to take the hit by pitch. You like that out of a player.
Yeah. Mentioned the chop house just a second ago, as standing in now is number 4 for the red squad. That is Braden Allen. And runners going already, and Fine's going to be at second base. You know what? I think he'll take that one. That's one of those, hey, you don't even throw down after a hit by pitch. You just let the runner take it. So he's in scoring position to lead it off against Tubles. I mentioned Braden Allen in the box. Also talked about the chop house just a second ago. It's 325 to the foul pole in right field, 375 to the right center field corner. Deep center is 400, 385 in the left center field side next to the Quick Creek logo. 375 right in front of the visitors' bullpen as that one misses for ball 1. And deep into the left field corner is 335. So that's your trip around the ballpark.
You know, you've seen some high schools are not far off of those dimensions, but it seems so much bigger here. When you hear, and for a high school kid, this is obviously with the biggest venue that they've ever been a part of in here, so it can be a little intimidating, and the visual pieces are completely different.
Runners going, ball is sent into center field. It's going to be past an outstretched glove of Smith. Runner's going to come home to score, and it's 10-4, the red squad adding on to their lead with an RBI single here in the top of the 7th.
Well, I can tell you, it's for them, that's, for the red squad, keep playing hard. That's what they're trying to do, and now they've built up a big lead. You take away that 3rd inning from the red team, this is a tie ball game right now.
This one laced down towards shortstop. Good pick by Jones. Flips over to Smith for 1. Over to first base to Sapp, but it's past him. Runner will not advance, so they do get the runner there. Did he get out of baseline? Yes, he did. So they do get the double play. Excellent job by the Navy squad to keep their head on a swivel and get the second out. So quickly 2 away here in the top half of the 7th inning. One has come across the score, but now the red team against the wall a little bit.
Yeah, Yeah, watch the replay here. So you got the play 6-4-3, and if you watch right here, the runner at first base, he turns back, and so that puts him back into it. And so good call by the umpire who said, yep, you made a play towards second base. And so the tag, there you have the double play. So Cody Tubal's day on the mound is done. It looks like, who are we bringing in here? Is that 29?
That's going to be number 29 for the Navy squad. Taking the bump, that's Ronald Jones III. So, excuse me, it wasn't Jones III at shortstop. He's now on the bump, getting ready to fire his first pitches. And we talked about Jones being a big local guy here. He's from Lithonia, of Cherokee descent. He hit .477 with a .589 OBP, 21 hits and 6 RBI in 2026 for his high school squad. Now he takes to the bump.
Well, and I was talking with him, joking with him yesterday. He was, talking about, I asked him, I said, are you going to get the pitch? And he goes, yeah, I will. And I said, no pressure. If you're going to wear a blue jersey with 29 on him at Truist Park, you know who used to wear that right now. His jersey's hanging in the rafters is in John Smoltz. And so he started joking. He was like, yeah, I definitely have to go for some strikeouts.
Yeah, definitely got to go for some strikeouts. It looks like he does have a better head of hair than John, so he might have a one-up on him.
All right, so number 24, it looks like Samuel Hatcher will be due up for the red team. Already ahead 10-4. They're 2 out in the inning, a la the double play here in the top of the 7th. On a hot one here in Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, as they like to say. 91 last temperature read we had. Feels like it's almost in triple digits. On the field, guaranteed, it's probably 105, 110.
It's some sort of radio station number.
Yes.
104.2.
A fever.
There you go.
That's a fever, yeah.
First pitch is a strike. We will be playing 8 innings this afternoon as there's a big swing and a miss from Hatcher out of the arm of Ronald Jones III.
Red scored here in the 7th. Then the double play kind of calmed things down here. So 10-4 your score.
Ball and 2 strikes. Jones nods in agreement with Woody behind the plate. Fires, and this one rolled foul. Hatcher stays alive to see another pitch.
Kick save there by one of the coaches down at first base.
Isaac Suntakoy getting that one back. This one, yes, he did. Went around at the high cheese, and Ronald Jones III escapes out of the top of the 7th. And is this the 7th inning stretch? Are we singing "Take Me Out of the Ball Game," folks?
6.5. I'm not singing.
Bill,
no one wants to hear
everyone
me
wants
sing.
to hear your pretty singing voice.
Negative. Chad might do that, but
Chad, you want to chime in with some 7th inning stretch music?
Oh, please, Lord, no.
He's pointing. He said, "No, we are not." It's 10-4 as we enter the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's going to be a Navy pitcher taking the bump for the Native American All-Star Showcase. Welcome into the booth. Once again, everybody, Eric Edmondson, Bill Connolly alongside me. Having a great day here at the ballpark, having a hot one here at the ballpark. But overall, it's been very fun getting to talk with a lot of these players, getting to talk with a lot of these coaches and mentors and people here over the weekend. And Bill, it's been a great experience for me. What are you feeling?
Oh, it's been fantastic getting to see so many of these young players. But I know talking with some of them, for them to get one-on-one instruction from guys like Marquise Grissom, Greg McMichael, Terry Pendleton, Coach Jackson, Bruce Benedict. I mean, are you kidding me? For them, that is a highlight in itself. I mean, like it is really cool to play at Truist Park. But for them to have pro baseball players give them tips on how they can improve their game. These guys are baseball cage rats. They love doing this. And I said, for all of you out there watching this, thank you for helping these young men get to this point. For them, this is a dream come true, and I know they are very thankful. So thank you for your help in supporting these young men to this point as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here. It looks like a little change here. Will Talbert will pitch for even though he's wearing a blue jersey, he's going to switch and play with the blue jersey. He's going to pitch for the red team. And so looking to see who our first batter is going to be as you're getting ready to take it away, Eric.
Okay, correction. We do have another bit of information. This is the final inning. So we thought we were going to go 8, but we're going to go the full 7 here. So the Navy, the home squad, getting the final at-bat here at Truist Park, capping off a fantastic weekend as the first pitch from the mound is a ball on the outer half.
Madden Sawyer is first due up here and Will Talbert is on the mound, number 44.
Talbert quickly behind here, 2-0, looking to battle back into it. And I believe that was a strike called on the outer half.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why is it blue on blue here, we're getting some other pitchers the opportunity to throw. And so Talbert hadn't had his chance to throw yet, so they wanted to get him in some work for this showcase. So Talbert with the blue jersey pitching to his blue teammate, Madden Sawyer, for the red defensive team.
3-1.
Correction, Navy.
So 3-2 for Talbert pitching to Michael Moon Manzi. And he got him looking. Beautiful piece on the inner part of the plate. And there's one away here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 10-4. New ball game as the Red looks to lock this one up.
Riker Robinette now due up for the blue team. Kiowa, Colorado.
You saw the replay on your screen there. That was a great piece. Arm side run on that pitch. As we're going to have perhaps a pitching change here. Again, we're trying to get as many pitchers in as possible before this one ends. So that is going to be the end of the day for Talbert. And they'll bring in a new blue arm from the pen. And since this is our last inning of work, Bill, we talked a bit about it in our last inning break, but what an experience for the kids out there. It's been a fantastic experience for us, the Boost, getting the fantastic opportunity to call this. Also, I wanted to say, one of the players talked to me yesterday, he feels sometimes it's very isolating where he is, and it's a family that he's found here. It's a family of like-minded people who have faced similar things, and he's found a lot of camaraderie and a lot of kinship with a lot of the people he took the field with today.
Yeah, first look, and a great point, Eric. It looks for Connor Smith, looks like number 43, and now coming out of the pen here. And what a cool experience to get to run out from the bullpen here at Truist Park to come warm up. And so number 43, Connor Smith, or Cooper Smith rather, correction, he's committed to St. Mary's University. I think you and I, we talked to him yesterday, and Coach Jack was talking with him about some finer points of hitting, and I think he was working on him moving his left knee during the batting stance, and he really took that to heart. And so it's really for him, I'm talking with him yesterday, such a cool kid that he's just soaking in this entire experience.
Absolutely he is, and everybody on the field should be soaking in the experience because this doesn't happen every day, and it's such a great opportunity for the guys in both the dugouts. And we spoke like there was a blue on blue matchup. They're pitching to their teammate. Everybody on this field right now, they're part of the same team. They're all teammates today. They just happen to be split up wearing different colors. But overall, it's been a fantastic weekend, a fantastically fun weekend, and memories made for a lifetime for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, no doubt. And, I tell you what, it's been so cool. And, again, I want to thank all the families that are watching right now, because you guys are the engine behind all of these young men, helping them get here, encouraging them, constantly being mentors and encouragers to these young men.
On the ground, through the hole, base hit. So the Navy have life off the bat. A really strong hit from Riker Robinette as he stands on first base.
And that'll bring up, looking here, number 32, Malachi Large, who's played a couple of positions here. Malachi out of Lawton, Oklahoma.
Mentioned Malachi earlier. Really strong in the field, as diving back in safely is Robinette. And Malachi, I don't know if you saw him. I hope he did, but we mentioned at the top of the broadcast that Ronald Acuna Jr. was rehabbing out in right field. Well, Malachi's favorite player happens to be Ronald Acuna Jr., so I hope maybe you got to say hey, maybe you got to see him work out a little bit, as that one misses outside. First pitch of the sequence, 1-0 to Large. Because, again, since this is, Major League Stadium, you get that full Major League experience, and that's exactly what these players have had over the last weekend.
Yeah, he wants to give a shout out to Roxy and Ernest Mormon, his granddad. Granddad taught him everything about the game, he said. And so as he gets a base hit, and so Granddad Ernest, that one was for you, that base hit. Thank you for what you do with Malachi, and he wanted to tell you he loves you.
So now 2 on with 1 away. The Navy getting a little loud here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A great piece of hitting by Malachi. Climbed up the ladder, thankfully, able to dodge out of the way. And that one was Cooper Smith, was able to duck out of the way. It was almost a really strong play, I believe, by Randolph up the middle, as that one misses low and away from Smith. 1-0 to Jones, Rajon Kenton, excuse me.
Bottom of the 7th here, last chance for the Navy team.
2 balls, 2 on, 1 away here. A 6-run inning needed to at least tie this, to erase this deficit created in the top of the 3rd inning. 2-0 on the way from Smith. Big swing and a miss from Kenton. And he climbs back into the count, does Smith. 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield and outfield playing a little straight up here, or rather the middle infield playing a little bit close to the bag, playing for 2. Outfield straight up. 2-1 offering on the way from Smith. Kenton fouls this one off down the first base line. Is it playable? No. Had it in the glove to the first baseman, but collided with that railing over there.
Connor Ellis took the brunt of that one, it looks like. And he almost came away with it. Here's the replay. As you can see, he hit that padding pretty hard.
And that's where, look, you got to – that's the difference of playing a Major League Stadium. That's not there in high school. It's probably a fence more than likely. So you got the media bay over there. But he had it in the glove. He had a good effort. And Smith with a 2-2. Kenton looking to stir some trouble for his team. Runners going, high pitch and throw down to third base. Did they get him? Yes, he did. Late steal and late move at first base. So the second out is recorded at third, but the runner from first moves into scoring position at second. Now 2 away and a 3-2 count for Kenton here. Replay.
Yeah, look at that. That's a perfect throw.
Fantastic.
Textbook. Look at the position of that throw. All the third baseman had to do was catch it, and the throw was right there on the tag. Bang, bang, textbook play.
Smith steps off. Now we're looking possibly at the final pitch of the day. Smith nods his head, gets the sign. Kenton waggles the bat. 3-2 pitch. Got him looking. Strike 3, and that will do it. Wait. We're going to have some more action, perhaps. The regulation of the game is over. We'll get the look at the potential last pitch. Okay, so like we said, we're trying to get folks some work in. So we go to the top of the 8th, we're not going to change to the top of the 8th. We're going to have some more pitchers showcase their talents here at the Native American All-Star Showcase. One more pitcher, we've been told, is going to head out to the bump. It looks like it's going to be number 3 for the Red Squad. Looking at that, that is Mr. Aiden Graves.
Aiden Graves. What do you know about him? I know you talked to him yesterday.
So Aiden Graves is going to get one batter here. He has a quote for himself and his team that he uses, I Am. It's a quote from his baseball program. It means it's not about me. That's what he uses every day of his life. So, again, he's a very much no I in team type of individual. Puts his team first a lot. So, I Am for the right-hander, Aiden Graves, as he toes the rubber. And it looks like he's going to be facing off against number 37 for the Navy squad. That's Salvador Pedroza, getting another look in the batter's box. And if this is, as they say, the last batter, the last hitter, it's been a fantastic afternoon here at Truist Park and a fantastic weekend. Great job to cap it off. I want to thank all the guests that have come up here and graced us with their presence in the booth. It was fantastic talking to them.
Oh, man.
Getting
Mike
to
Stopp,
know a
Derek
lot of
Fine.
what they have.
Yeah, Mike Stopp, Derek Fine, Bianca McCall, Greg McMichael, Scott Davis. Fantastic having them up here with us.
So one last batter. Free baseball? Does this count as free baseball? It's free baseball. First pitch of the sequence is away for ball 1. This one on the ground. Up with it and firing across the diamond. One hop and one more out to cap off a fantastic weekend in Atlanta for these players.
Well, I tell you what, 10-4 is the final score with this as we got into the 8th inning. And these guys, man, it has been a pleasure to see these guys get to showcase their talent, the Native American All-Star Showcase. And I tell you what, for the red team, 2 runs in the first, 6 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the seventh for their 10. Navy countered with 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. 10-4 is your final score as you're seeing these guys fist bumping at home plate, Eric. And I tell you, what a great day.
Absolutely a great day. And listen, the score might indicate it. This was a competitive ball game. You know, the third inning got away a little bit from the Navy squad, and that's how the 10-4 score came to fruition. But you take away the third inning, let's say maybe they scored 1 or 2 runs there. I know there were some defensive miscues in there as well. It's going to be a 6-4 ball game. Both teams kind of matched each other. You had 2 in the first inning, then you had 1 of each of the third and fourth for the Navy squad, and then late rallies by the red team to get them their next couple of runs. But 10-4 is the final score. You can say ifs, ands, or buts about it, but it is a 6-run inning that really highlights and capitalizes this red squad victory here in Truist Park.
Well, it has been great. We want to thank the Atlanta Braves for hosting the Native American All-Star Showcase. K13 Media bringing you this. And Eric, I tell you, man, it's been it's fun for us. I know you and I getting an opportunity to do this along with K13 Media. We've had such a great time here being a part of Truist Park and being a part of what the Atlanta Braves do. And, man, I hate to see it end. Can't wait to next year. How about that?
Next year is going to be good. It's going to be even better as, like we talked about with Derek Fine, Mike Stopp, a couple members of this foundation. They're looking at expanding. Maybe we see more players next year, maybe more games. Who knows? Either way, it's going to be a huge weekend, just as big as it is now, if not bigger, and it has been a fantastic experience getting to do these things on the field, talking with the players, talking with the coaches, meeting a lot of Braves alumni and seeing what they do for the organization, as well as being up here in the booth and with K13 Media, making it as close to a major league experience as it possibly could be. And I hope the folks at home you've enjoyed as we've tried to give you this as best as possible, and it's just overall been a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, I tell you what, for all our production crew here, we want to thank run through our production crew here, all the guys behind the scenes that have done so much work for us today.
Yeah, Michael Penn on the camera was fantastic for us. We mentioned Robert Williamson got William's son, right? He's on Jock Jive usually, but today he's in the booth with us, providing us with a lot of the tech that allowed this to happen. Just a fantastic job by him, and an endless thankfulness. Very grateful for him as well. And, of course, the brains. Do we want to call him the brains?
Oh, no. He's certainly not.
The man currently standing behind the camera, Chad Feltman. No, Chad's fantastic. He does fantastic work with the Atlanta Braves and a fantastic job with K13 Media, granting us this great opportunity to be here with all of you, giving you this showcase game, giving you all this, and we couldn't be any more grateful.
Eric, I tell you what, it's been fantastic. Eric, man, I appreciate you joining us here. For me, Bill Conley, my buddy Eric, I tell you, what a day. We can't wait for next year. Already we got 365 more days, and we get to do this again. Looking forward to it. I know the kids are thank you for it, and we're all going to sign off. Thank you from Truist Park, and thank you all for joining us in here. The 2026 Native American All-Star Showcase, that's a wrap for us. Thank you. God bless. We'll see you guys next year